Hello there, everyone, and welcome to episode 61 of the Play to Win podcast, the show where we break down the week's biggest gaming news through in-depth discussion. My name is Keiran, and I'm, of course, joined by my awesome, fantastic, amazing, superb co-host, Tyler. How's it going, my friend?
It's going pretty well. The light week at work. Saw Jurassic World last night. I enjoyed it. Do I have issues with it? Sure. But I enjoyed it, though, overall. And it's been a big week. A whole lot of stuff been going on this week. So I'm not gonna waste any time. We got a lot to talk about in this episode.
Yeah. Yes, we do. I think this might be one of our first or one of our very few 10-page docs that we have. So
oh yeah, we've had it before. It's gonna be a lengthy one. I think we've even had longer than 10 pages before. But again, we'll get to all of this stuff.
Yes. So just as a reminder, for anyone watching or listening, subscribe to the Play to Win YouTube channel, to the Play to Win podcast on podcast services. Take the notification bell if you're on YouTube. Very much appreciated by us and helps us out a lot in terms of algorithms and stuff, which are tricky to navigate.
Yeah, help us out. Help us navigate those these waters, these dark, murky waters that are the algorithms see. Please, exactly. Thank you.
We have one main news topic for this episode, as I'm sure many of you can probably guess. We'll be recapping Summer Games Fest Opening Night Live, which happened on Thursday.
Well, that's more like Summer Games Fest, the opening kickoff. The Opening Night Live is Gamescom. Remember?
Oh, okay. I
almost made that mistake. I almost made that same mistake when I referred to it something like that the other day. It was someday when we were doing the show. I was like, oh yeah, Summer Game Fest opening something, opening the kickoff. Because I was like, it's not Opening Night Live. They're two different things.
Okay. I didn't know that, actually. I thought they were just both called Opening Night Live for, continuity. But
nah, it can't be. Yes, it's not. It's just not.
Anyways, so we're just going to get right on into it because, as Tyler said, we have a lot to talk about. So,
yes.
Summer Games Fest. What was it called again?
The kickoff, the opening kickoff.
Opening kickoff. Happened on Thursday. It was 2 hours long, essentially. It was like an hour and 55 minutes, but 2 hours for the sake of
it was about that time.
They showed.
Wait, was it? It was around like about an hour and a half-ish, a little bit over an hour and a half, because it started at 2 p.m. and it was done before 4 p.m. And I know that because I was like watching it while doing stuff at work. So it was done before 4 p.m. for sure.
It was a long event hosted by Geoff Keighley. Showed off 31 games and I'm pretty sure the same Black Adam trailer that came out prior.
But we'll get to that. But like it was an abbreviated version of it.
Okay. Okay. For people who have watched this show before, we usually, when we're like breaking down, and like an event that's happened, whether it be like a state of play, an Xbox game showcase, what have you, we will usually break down the event trailer by trailer and then give our overall thoughts and reactions. I want to switch it up and give our overall thoughts and reactions first and then break it down.
Why are we switching it up?
Because of the opinion I have on this show, and kind of to set the tone for what this is going to look like, I want to do it first.
But no, let's not give the rating. Let's do top level thoughts. Let's do top level, because you can still get the tone across with top level. If you do overall, it like just do top level. Let's not give the rating right away first.
Okay. I'll trust you on this one. Okay. Give me your top level thoughts on the opening kickoff for Summer Games Fest.
My top level thoughts were, initially I thought it was good, not great. And then maybe 5 minutes after I said that, if you follow me on Twitter, you saw I said this. Like 5 minutes later, I was just like, yeah, actually I'm going to take that back. Like this was more so like good at best, okay for like the most part.
That's
it was like it started off great and then just kind of like tapered out in the middle and then like tried to get back momentum at the end, and it kind of couldn't really catch it. It was a bit of a, it wasn't the best Geoff Keighley show, to say the least.
I definitely agree with you on that, but I'm going to take it a step further and say this absolutely sucked.
I don't agree with that.
I honestly feel like I wasted 2 hours.
Don't agree with that it absolutely sucked. I could understand the opinion, the thought process, that angle. I don't agree with it though.
Okay. Well, we'll get into more of our thoughts after we've kind of broken down what happened
Yes.
or what was shown. So, just as a bit of housekeeping beforehand, just so I don't have to keep saying the name of every single console. When I say all consoles, it will be in reference to Series X and S, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, and Switch.
Gotcha.
I do have in here like coming to all consoles bar Switch or bar whatever, just as a bit of housekeeping beforehand, so I don't have to recite the name of every single console for every single game.
Right.
Okay, so show opens up. We get a bit of an introduction from Geoff Keighley, a bit of a spiel at the start, and then we go into the first reveal, which was Street Fighter 6 revealing Guile as one of the characters. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this. I don't know if you do. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like unexcited for Street Fighter 6. I just don't have any Street Fighter knowledge, or if he was in previous games, or like I know nothing about Guile. So
you know, not Guile has been there from like not since the first one, but he is a mainstay.
Okay, cool.
Like him, Chun-Li, Cammy, Ryu, Ken, they are mainstays in the series. Like,
sure.
Do you know who Cammy is?
Nope.
Oh my god, dude!
Like I have never played Street Fighter. I have never watched a Street Fighter tournament. I have never the most I have done is I think I watched one trailer for Street Fighter 5.
We need to up you on like your gaming culture and history, because oh my god, what?
I'm not a big fighting game. Like I've played, I think Mortal Kombat 10, Injustice 2, and that's it. And a few Naruto Ultimate Ninja War, whatever it's called, games.
Oh my god. Well, here's Street Fighter 6 Guile reveal. Not the most surprising because it's Guile. Like I said, he's a mainstay, but it's still cool to get the confirmation. Also, that leak happened, so like it was just like, all right, here he is from the leak and all. But no, it's cool. He's here. He looks cool. His moves look cool and everything. The game just continues to impress me with just like visually how it looks and everything. Like it looks like it's gonna be a fun game. It looks like I'm loving the art style, the animations, like everything about this looks so much better than this looks like a step up from 5 and all. So the more I see this game, the more excited I'm getting for it and everything. And I know previews for it are going up today as of recording, which is Saturday the 11th. So I'm looking forward to reading some of them and all, but looking forward to Street Fighter 6 for sure.
Yeah, and like I'm kind of in the same boat as you, where it's like every trailer I see for it or everything I see for it is getting me more excited for it, but I'm still not like, let's get Street Fighter. I'm more like, this looks cool, I'll keep my eye on it and get it at some point maybe.
Okay. You just didn't know Guile. I can't believe that.
Nope. Also, what is up with that man's hair?
That's his style. That is Guile. Guile's hair is like that. It's always been like that.
It looks like you could serve food on his head. Just looks like a plate.
He serves American justice with that hair, okay?
Next up, we got a new game reveal, which is Aliens Dark Descent. Not much was revealed in terms of gameplay, but apparently it is a squad-based single-player action game that is coming to all consoles, bar Switch, and all consoles, bar Switch, and PC in 2023. This one, I thought it looked really cool. Not gonna get it.
Here's the thing. This trailer, at first, I was like, all right, it's a CG trailer. Okay. That's all it was. At first, I thought that's all it was going to be. And then you had like the 5-second snippet of like real quick shots of gameplay at the end. I was like, why wasn't there more of that actually? Because at first I was wondering, what is this game? And then you showed me the quick snippet. I'm like, oh, is it like a top down, like action game like that? Top down twin stick type shooter game like that? Okay. Maybe that's what it is. But why didn't we see more of that as opposed to this long CG trailer that's basically, saying it's an aliens game. It's an aliens game. So like the game could be cool. Kind of know nothing about it. So I was just like, okay, well, we'll see more of this when we see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like overall I think the trailer was cool, but like I'm not typical, to me it looks like a top-down like twin stick shooter kind of game, and that's not something that I'm interested in playing. But the trailer I think was cool.
Game could be fun.
Yeah.
We gotta wait and see.
Next up, we got some with the first ever proper Callisto Protocol gameplay.
Yes.
Uh,
This was awesome.
I again, I said it when we recap the state of play, like I like the look of this game. I think it looks really cool, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy with it. It's not my kind of game, so I'm not picking it up.
This game, I'm probably not gonna play it either, but I want to so bad because it looks so freaking good and terrifying, and just it looks like Dead Space. It looks like Dead Space, except like far more, maybe I don't know if I'd say far more brutal and gory, but just like I keep replaying in the back of my mind that shot at the end of the gameplay demo when he accidentally backed into the fan and then got his arm stuck and then just like got completely sucked into the fan. I was just like, what?
Yep.
What? And then the other shot at the end of the quote unquote the Schofield cut for the original trailer, where the main character literally gets his head just straight up eaten in half by the creature. I was just like, what? This is crazy. Can't get those images out of my head, but I love it.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep saying it. Like, the game looks really cool. What they're showing looks really cool. Just not my kind of game. I have some more thoughts on Callisto Protocol, but I will get back to them when I talk about that thing I did before the podcast that isn't in the doc.
Okay, interesting. Also, real quick, I just want to shout out, like, when I liked this that they did throughout the that Geoff did throughout the show, which is like after some like trails or whatever, like he would have the devs come out and like talk with them for a bit about whatever it was. I like with Callisto Protocol, Glenn Schofield, he seems like a really cool, genuine guy and all like that. And I liked how he's out and like before they show off the gameplay, he's talking with Geoff. He's like, Geoff, like real quick before like anything, if I could just say, it's like I just want to thank you for all you've done for like the industry and everything. I would just like give Geoff Keighley his flowers. Give him his flowers. Yes, please. Like, just such a genuine sweet guy. Great moment right there. Geoff deserved that.
Oh, 100%.
Loved it.
Something I loved was the Modern Warfare 2 gameplay reveal demo that they showed off.
Okay.
If you want to know what my overall or like kind of like a tease of my overall thoughts, this was my highlight. This was the highlight of the show for me, was getting to see like that kind of. They did a playthrough of a level from Modern Warfare 2 where you, and I'll have something on the screen for it just now.
You mean I will?
Yes, you're editing this. So, Tyler will have something on the screen for Modern Warfare 2 while we're talking about it, and as well as all the other things we talk about, well, some of the other things we talk about. But kind of going through a level on a ship where you're trying to reach a missile that's going to launch or controls from missile.
It was an oil rig. It was like a rig in the middle of the ocean first, and then they transitioned to the actual ship.
Yeah, they did. Something that I thought was really cool is they highlighted this in like the dev talk portion after, where it's like all the like cover and ship movements and all that is handled by their new, I think they call it water tech or something.
Yeah, they've like really upgraded their water physics and everything and so on and so forth for this game.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool, but I am really excited for Modern Warfare 2, 100% getting this game day one.
Yeah, and I guess we could tack on to this, the fact that we had the actual full reveal, official reveal, like the day before. And the official reveal, game looks cool. Kind of liking the tone that we're getting here. That trailer also teased the Warzone 2 map. It also teased that High Rise from the original Modern Warfare 2 is going to be in this new game, whether it be in multiplayer or in Warzone 2 in some way, shape, or form, which is super cool because High Rise is one of my favorite maps from Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty, period. And I've always wanted it to come back, and it never has, so I'm happy that it is in this game. But I'm liking High Rise was one. It was like it was like kind of on a skyscraper on a roof between two other skyscrapers. You can go inside each one of them.
Yes, and then you've got the bit underneath that connects the two.
Yeah, there's a little bit underneath. There's a helicopter landing pad on one side, a crane on the left-hand side. People would snipe on the left, and like people would snipe from both of the buildings across the lanes because like you could just 100%. Straight on down. There was the Easter egg where you could jump off the building on the right-hand side, climb up a ladder, walk along the edge of the building, and then climb up another ladder to get onto the roof of one of the skyscrapers.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
because there was a teddy bear Easter egg up there, and then you could like shoot people from up there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's where people would go sometimes for like trying to get nukes and everything to camp up there and stuff.
Yep.
Oh, such great times. Regardless, getting kind of away from the main topic here. The new Modern Warfare 2, I like the way it looks from the first trailer we got for it. Story-wise, it looks cool. Characters, I'm liking the characters that we got going on here. Visually, game looks great. Really loving the visuals. Media and like influencers drop their campaign previews the same day, so you can read a bunch of those, but it sounds like the campaign is going to be cool. It sounds like it's going to be an interesting, fun campaign to go through. What I will say is, watching the Modern Warfare 2 gameplay, of course, I was also like at work during this entire thing, so I'm like half watching, but also kind of half quote unquote working at the same time. So like I'm watching it, and I'm watching it on my iPhone 11 phone screen and everything, and I'm like, man, even on this phone screen, I can tell this game looks great visually. It looks great. Outside of that, I was like, it's Call of Duty.
Essentially,
I was like, it didn't blow me away, because I was like,
no,
this is Call of Duty. And I was about to say I didn't think it would look good. That's not to say that I'm not excited for the game. I am excited for the game. It did it. I was just like, yep, that's Modern Warfare 2. That's Call of Duty right there. Yep, cool stuff. Anyway, moving on. I didn't. What we saw was all like I could have not seen that and still have been just as excited as I was before we saw that.
Yeah, I mean, like this gameplay demo didn't get me like, oh my god, I need this injected in my veins now. I mean, I think you summed it up really well. Like, it looks good. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's Call of Duty.
Yeah,
it
didn't look like it didn't show off anything new for Call of Duty in that campaign demo, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's like, you know what you're getting. It's Call of Duty. You know what you're getting. It is what it is.
Yeah. So I believe that launches August 28th on all
August
platforms.
28th. You crazy. October 28th.
October 28th. My apologies. On all platforms bar Switch.
Mobile. Also, important to note, Modern Warfare 2, the minimum price is only $70. There is no $60 version of the game now. Which is going to be annoying to some people, especially those who are on like a PS4 and Xbox One. It's going to be annoying for you. It just is what it is. It's full on $70 now. And I will most likely get this game digitally, because ever since Modern Warfare 2019, the games have been a thing of you get the disc, but you have to download everything else. And it is a waste of my time. So I'm just going to get this digitally. That way I save myself the time and the hassle of having a physical box for a game where the disc does nothing for me.
Yeah. I'm also wondering if they're gonna make it available to preload as well.
I mean, they have the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
I see why not.
Then should save you some time on launch day. Should be able to just jump into the game.
Exactly. That's why I'm just going to do it digitally.
Yeah. We then got a trailer for Flashback 2. Just a small little teaser trailer. It didn't really show off a whole lot, I don't think. I've never even heard of the original Flashback, so I don't know
have I.
Yeah, how this was received. Apparently, it was a PC game, and the original game was released over 30 years ago, and it's now getting a sequel.
Which is why I thought it was funny, and I saw some other people on Twitter say this. They're like, it's kind of weird to say in a trailer, the iconic game is coming back over. The original game was over 30 years ago, and it's just like, what's this game? What's this game now? Like, huh? Come again? I don't know what this is. Yeah.
I mean, iconic might not have been the word I would have used, but I think that's just because I have no idea what this game is. And because I'm sure for the people who played it or who were around 30 years ago in the gaming space know what this game is. And, if this game is as big as I understand it to be, then I imagine a lot of people are happy it's coming back, but I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was weird too. I was like, I don't know, like iconic. I'd say like System Shock, iconic. Half-Life, iconic. Deus Ex, Final Fantasy, sure.
Yeah.
Flashback 2. What's Flashback now? What is this again?
Yep.
Not trying to shade it. Just was an interesting choice of words there.
Yeah. And while it may not be iconic, it is coming to PC and all consoles this winter.
Nice.
We then got a trailer for the roguelike game Witchfire. Or all the like the main detail from that is early access is coming soon. That's all.
Yeah, we've seen it before and it looks cool. I forgot.
Yep.
Like I actually wasn't sure if we had seen it before, but while the show was going on, I was like, maybe we did. It still looks awesome. I was like, yeah, this looks really fun to play and everything. So I definitely want to play this when it comes out at some point in time.
Yeah, 100%. Like I remember seeing it at Summer Games Fest last year, and I was like, this looks really, really cool. I'm gonna get this, and then we just heard nothing from it, and now we're hearing about it again with like not really a huge update, but hey, we got it. Fort Solis got a reveal trailer. That's a new game featuring Troy Baker and Roger Clark, who played Arthur in Red Dead Redemption or voiced Arthur in Red Dead Redemption 2. It is a Dead Space-esque thriller game.
Yep, it's a thriller where you're I don't know if you play as both characters, but there are two scientists. I believe they're scientists, but they're two spacefaring people on a station in Mars, I believe it is. And
yes,
and yeah. Yep. And it's a thriller of some sort is happening there. Yep. It seems interesting. I'm intrigued by it for sure.
Yeah. Again, I thought what they showed off would look cool. I'm not gonna get it. Not my kind of game.
We know nothing about it though.
It's horror-y.
But you don't know anything about it. All we know is it's kind of thriller.
Well, maybe you
gotta see more first before we could make the first official declaration.
I mean, okay, I will say right now, I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I might see something from it that makes me go, yes, please.
Right. That I think that's better. Now for the next game, for routine here, I can understand you saying it. No, I can understand you saying it for that because what we saw is just like, ooh. But I mean, again, here's all the thing. You played Resident Evil Village and you've played the Layers of Fear games. And Resident Evil Village, apparently, I haven't played it yet, but has like one of the scariest things or scariest sequences in like any modern recent like survival horror S type of game. You made it through that. I imagine you could make it through something like one of these.
Maybe, right? Like, okay.
It is funny that you had to think about it for a second. You were like, what is he talking about? Oh my God.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me of that. Okay. I will agree with you that I might be being a little too what's the word I'm looking for? A little too
rash, too quick on the jump.
Yes, a little too rash on my decision not to play this game. So I will wait until I see more from Fort Solis before I decide. Callisto Protocol, I am fairly certain I'm not going to play because that looks a bit too intense for me.
Yes.
Routine, also absolutely 100% not touching that game. Apparently, this game was announced a decade ago.
That's why I didn't remember it.
A futuristic horror game with quite literally nightmare-inducing robots. I hate them. I can't get that image out of my head. And Geoff, why would you do this to me? It is scored by Mick Gordon, who scored Doom and Wolfenstein. Coming to PC and Xbox and launching into Game Pass day one, which I thought was really cool.
That is neat. Yep, this trailer, it dropped. I was just like, I wonder what this game is. I had no idea, so the name dropped. I was like, okay. But I was just like, seems interesting.
That's where we'll disagree. No, thank you.
I was like, it seems interesting. And I think you and I might get into this a bit later, maybe. I'm not sure. I think a lot of the impact of this game's reveal was like severely watered down by the fact that Fort Solis came before it, and Callisto Protocol was before that, and Aliens Dark Descent was before that. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, it's another horror-esque type of game in space.
Yeah,
like that kind of watered down its announcement for me. But I was like, we'll see when we see it. Gotta see more of it because that was more so like a tone setter and a re-reveal for this more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Like no, thank you. That's the last thing I'll say about that.
Also, real quick before we get to the next one, I don't know if this happened at this point in time in the show, and I also don't see it in the doc here. But I also want to shout out Geoff for highlighting Replaced the way he did.
Oh yes,
Replaced was that 2D pixel art like cyberpunk type game we saw at Xbox's show last year. and Geoff basically put the game on screen, the title card for it on screen. He was like, there were a number of games that wanted to be here, but they couldn't. One of those is replaced because the war in Ukraine is going on. They just weren't able to get something together in time. Hope the best for them and all, but we hope to see them. Hope to see them when we see them again. But I like that he highlighted them like that. It was like a couple games wanted to be here. This was one of them. They unfortunately weren't able to because of these circumstances. Just a good guy, Geoff.
Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about that. So that's why it's not in here. But yes, I did enjoy that he was at least like, hey, this is a game you should keep your eye on. They couldn't be here, but we're thinking of them.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a really weird, honestly unnecessary video from The Rock.
It was so weird.
It was basically just like, hey, here's an energy drink that I'm promoting. I think it's his.
Yeah, here's my energy drink, guys. At first I thought he was gonna introduce some game or announce that he was involved in some game, right? Or at first, I thought that he was just like, oh yeah, by the way, this is all being done in Unreal 5 because it looked so clean and everything. I thought that he wasn't Unreal 5 at all, similar to the Matrix thing and all. But then he's just talking. It's always like, my memory is the foundation, Fortnite. Also don't forget, buy my energy drink, Zoa Energy. Just wait, what is this? Huh? What are you doing here?
Yeah. Also, why was he shirtless?
The Rock's always shirtless.
I mean, I get he was in his, what did he call it? His iron.
I don't know. It was his workout room.
Yeah, his workout room. It was just really weird and unnecessary and took up way too much time. And then,
for sure.
Yeah, and then it went into. Did you say this was a cut down version of the Black Adam trailer?
Yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, also my movie Black Adam is coming out.
I was born to play Black Adam.
So make sure you all check it out because the scales of power are gonna be changing.
Yeah, coming out on this date, and then he said one sentence more, and he's like, coming out on this date, and I'm like, you just said that, dude. Come on.
I was just like, The Rock, are you just here for a paid promo to promote yourself, your own stuff? What the heck is the purpose of this?
Do you know what I think would have made this better?
What?
If they had announced something like Black Adam was going to be in Fortnite. I think that would have been a cool reveal for him to.
That wouldn't have made this better. That would not have made this better. No. The only way that would have been acceptable is if that was all he came to say. Hey, hey guys, The Rock here, Dwayne Johnson here. You might have seen the trailer for my new movie Black Adam yesterday, and I'm happy to announce that Black Adam will be at Fortnite on this time or later this year or whatever. And then a brief cut down version of the trailer, that'd be fine. But he was talking about a bunch of other stuff, then promoted his energy drink, then talked about some other stuff, then promoted the Black Adam, and then we saw the trailer. It was what are you doing here, sir?
Yeah, that's more of what I meant than hey, just not as in just slapping, he's going to be in fire, but replacing it with hey, here's a cut down version of the Rock's thing, taking out the 6 times he promoted his energy drink, and then saying, okay, here's Fortnite, here's the trailer, off you go.
You can guarantee Black Adam's going to be at Fortnite though.
Oh, 100%.
Just when the movie comes out, similar to how Obi-Wan and Spider-Man and all the other cross promotion stuff they've done.
Yeah. I'm going to just rattle off these next two real quick. We got a trailer for Outriders World Slayer. That's coming out soon. I'm pretty sure they had their own stream for it.
Yeah.
And then we got a Fall Guys live action trailer.
Yeah. Basically saying, hey, the free to play is coming soon. So
yeah.
Remember, guys.
Yeah. Pretty sure it was Valkyrie and Nade Shot that were in the
Valkyrie. I saw for sure. Because again, when this came on, I was like, all right, let me actually do a little bit of work real quick. I decided took 2 glances at it, and one of the glances I took, I did see her. So I was like, oh, she's there. Okay, whatevs. The Outriders Fall Guys section was my EA Sports section of the show. It's and I can, tune on out for a moment here. I don't need to watch. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think this was just the ad break.
Kind of essentially. It essentially was.
Yeah. The next actual substantial piece of information we got was Stormgate. It's developed by Frostgiant Studios, which is made up of a bunch of former Blizzard employees who worked on StarCraft. It is a free-to-play real-time strategy game. A beta is coming next year, and the campaign can be played solo or co-op and will feature 3v3 competitive multiplayer.
Yep, seemed cool. They also announced like 2 factions, like the human faction, and then I forgot what the other faction was called, but they announced like 2 factions that are going to be in the game,
and there will be more.
Yes, there will be more as well.
Yeah.
It seemed like I'm not into real RTS games at all. The most I was ever into it was watching a friend of my uncle play like StarCraft 2 on his laptop and everything, and like kind of really getting into it and understanding like how you should play it, watching him play and all. That was the most I ever got into like any real-time strategy game. Real-time strategy games are just not my bag generally, and just in terms of just the play style, the pace you play, the strategy aspect. I'm really a strategy game person. So I was just like, seems cool. I'm not gonna play it, but it seems like it could be a cool game. It has potential.
Yeah, I am actually quite interested in this. I'm
Nice.
not the biggest RTS guy, but like I have played RTS games in the past, so I'm looking forward to this, and I thought the trailer was really, really well done.
Yeah, it was a cool trailer. It was a neat, CG trailer for what we got. So yeah, not bad.
We also got a teaser trailer for a new game called High Water, developed by Demagogue Studio. It is a post-apocalyptic adventure strategy game that I thought had a really cool art style.
I did like the art style. I did like the world. I liked everything about this. And then they said strategy game. I was like, I'm gonna have to see more to understand if I'm actually gonna like this.
Yeah.
But I was liking the premise. I was like, all right, a world that's basically like been destroyed by taken over by water and stuff. Like what side? I'm like, I'm liking this. I'm liking the premise. I'm liking the art style. I'm liking what we got here. And this is strategy. I'm just like kind of losing me there. Gotta have to see more. I'm gonna see more to see like how heavy the strategy aspect is. But I'm into it. I like the idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Is like, again, not the biggest strategy guy, so I'm gonna have to see more of this. And the trailer didn't captivate me that much, not like the Stormgate one did. So I'm gonna wait to see what I think of like the game when they show it off next.
Yeah.
One game that I am actually really excited for is American Arcadia. We got the announcement trailer for this game. It is from a Spanish developer Out of the Blue, who made Call of the Sea, which I really enjoyed. It takes place in a retro futuristic metropolis where citizens don't know they are contestants on a worldwide reality show. I've seen a bunch of people say it's like Truman Show-esque, so I put that in here. And it will be out soon for PC and console.
You know what this kind of reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of like We Happy Few in terms of the premise. Kind of, sort of, very like similar-esque. But I like this. I like it. It seems cool. I definitely want to see more of it. Definitely want to learn more about it. I'm really into this idea of you're someone who just like, yeah, I'm on the run. I'm out of here, and you're just getting chased by the people who run the show, who kind of, I guess, run the government and run the city. I'm like, you know what? I want to know more about this. I need to know more about this before I'm 100% in. But I am definitely intrigued by this game. I'm liking what we've seen and heard so far.
Yeah, I'm same boat as you.
Yeah.
So next up, we had my favorite trailer of the entire showcase.
I think this was my favorite too. So
the trailer starts off, and you see, again, I think we'll have it on screen while we're talking.
We'll do that for sure.
So trailer starts off, you see a guy in like a white tracksuit getting ready to go for a jog. And I'm like, this looks really familiar. And then it gets sorry, I was
gonna say this was teed up by Geoff. He said, a game that we've been waiting a long time to see, it's been a while, is returning. He said, don't get bit. It was just like, oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I know what this is gonna be.
Exactly.
Trailer starts, continue.
Yeah, trailer starts, kind of wet tracksuit, getting ready to go for a jog, starts running down a pier by the beach. And I'm like, this is the Dead Island 2 trailer from like however long ago that trailer was, years at this point. And I'm like,
2014, I think.
Damn,
I know.
That long?
Yep.
Anywho, continues running down the pier, and then you start to see like stuff that like is basically shot for shot, like the girl on the roller skates going by that he like does this to, and then she turns around. That's shot for shot from the Dead Island 2 trailer.
What had me weird, I was just like, yo, I was like, I know this isn't CG like the last one, but this looks ugly. Like, this looks bad. Right? I was like, what the heck? Why are they showing it like this? I didn't understand.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember thinking that as well. I was like, this does not look like the Dead Island. Like, has this been like severely rebooted in terms of art style? Like, this does not look like what I would have expected this to look like. And then instead of a zombie, you get a goat.
A freaking goat, not just one goat.
Yeah, no, not just one goat, multiple goats, all with like jetpacks and powers and like just causing absolute insanity, which you'll be able to do in Goat Simulator 3. Which skips Goat Simulator 2. That doesn't exist.
It is funny because it dropped the 3. I was like, there was a 2. I didn't know what 2 happened.
Same. Like, I was like, wait, there was a Goat Simulator 2, and then I looked up, I'm like, oh, nope, okay. As we've been talking about, it was a Dead Island 2 parody trailer. We'll have 4-player co-op, which I don't think the original had.
I don't know. I can't say.
Goats can be customized with 300 different gear options for like head, legs, back legs, stuff like that. It is set for release this autumn on all consoles, bar Switch and PC. I really, really, really enjoyed this trailer. Like this,
I did too.
Like this brought me back into the event for like however long this trailer was, and then when it was done, I was like, okay, and went back out again.
It was a cool trailer because I'm like, oh, is Dead Island 2 is gonna come back? Nice, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this looks terrible. Why are they revealing the game again like this? And then you see the goats. I was like, the bait and switch, the bait and switch. Masterfully executed. Only this game could have done that. I was like, beautiful. I'm in. I'm all in on this. Just yes. You
100%.
You just deserve it. You won.
Yeah, best.
So good.
Yeah, honestly, best trailer on the showcase in my opinion.
I think it also highlighted the fact that we are still waiting to see anything about Dead Island 2.
Yep.
It's been so long that Goat Simulator 3 can parody that trailer, have everyone hyped for it, and then be like, wait, what? It's not that? Oh, it's this. Where is that game, by the way, though?
Exactly.
Like, that is funny.
We then got a trailer for Marvel's Midnight Suns, which is, they titled it the Darkness Falls trailer, which I thought was interesting. I don't really have anything to say about this. I don't know if it revealed anything new or not, because I don't keep up. Did it?
Yes, it did. It revealed that Venom's in the game. It revealed Spider-Man's in the game. It revealed that Venom's going to be get turned to, I guess we could quote unquote, the dark side. Looks like there's going to be a Hulk. Either Hulk gets turned to the dark side, or there will be a Hulk like character that is like on the evil side as well. It revealed those things. I think it might have revealed like a few other villains too, that like are going to be antagonists in the game. But yeah, it revealed some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of on me. I should have gone back and watched the previous one and done a little bit of research into it, but I did not, because I'm like not super interested in this game.
Neither am I, but I was just like, all right, this trailer's going on. That's cool. Also, Yuri Lowenthal is voicing Spider-Man.
Yes, sorry, that I did notice.
That's cool.
Yeah. We got a short gameplay demo for the new Cuphead DLC, The Delicious Last Course, which I like how they Delicious Last Course is DLC.
Yes.
It's releasing on June 30th on all consoles and PC. The short gameplay demo we got was, I think her name is Miss Chalice.
Yeah, she's going up against a boss.
Yep, some sort of boss.
Neat. If anyone's excited for it, go ahead. It's going to be here soon. I still have not. I've played like the first 2 levels of Cuphead, and I was like, I'll get back to it at some point. At some point in time.
I think we've spoken about this before. I have played like the tutorial of Cuphead and couldn't beat it, so I stopped playing it.
Wow, that couldn't get past the tutorial. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not good at video games.
Alrighty.
We then got a trailer for Neon White, which is a game you play as an assassin summoned from hell by God to do his dirty work. It is an incredibly stylish shooter that launches on June 16th for Switch. This actually looked really, really cool.
Yep. It's not the first time we've seen it. We've seen it in previous Nintendo Directs and all. It does seem cool. I don't know if I'll play it though, just because of the card-based system that's involved in like the shooter aspect. I don't know how much that's going to click with me. Like if a demo drops, then maybe I'll play the demo to get a better
100%.
taste. But I love the look of it. It looks really cool. It looks like it could be fun. It's a game I think I would enjoy watching someone play more than playing it myself.
Yeah.
But it seems cool. Seems interesting. Looking forward to hearing about it.
We then got a new trailer for Midnight Fight Express, which is developed by one man. For the most part, I think he said that he is like partnered with a couple of people when they were showing this trailer, but for the most part, it is developed by one Polish father called Jacob Zwinel. I hope I pronounced that right.
Hopefully you did.
It is a fast-paced, combat-heavy, top-down action game. There is a demo out now for it on Steam, and it is coming to all consoles and PC on August 23rd.
Yep. I remember we first saw this, I believe, at what, Game Awards last year? We saw it sometime in the past 12 months. And when we saw it, I was like, oh, it looks cool. Like, I think there are levels in this game that are based off of like levels in other pop culture. Well, based off of scenarios from other pop culture things. Like, I think there's a level in this that's like based off of something from John Wick or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
I forgot, but it does seem cool. I was like, oh yeah, there's that game. Forgot about that. So hopefully it is good.
Yeah. Well, we will find out on August 23rd when it fully releases.
Yep.
I'm going to run through this one super quick. We got a DLC update for Warframe, the Duviri Paradox. More info is coming at TennoCon in July.
Yep.
That's it.
My brother will love that.
Sorry, I'll stay on it for just a second. Warframe is like a game like I've played it before. I've played it for maybe like 2 or 3 hours, and like I never like could figure out how to get properly into it, so I just kind of stopped playing it.
I never played it because I never cared.
We then got a trailer for Honkai Star Rail. We got a story trailer. It's a game from the studio behind Genshin Impact, which is a this game is a sci-fi open world adventure which features turn-based combat and will be coming to mobile and PC. I thought it looked cool. I'm probably not going to play it just because it didn't interest me that much, but like if I look into it and like change my mind, then yeah, I'll hop into it. But as of right now, not something I want to play. I'm
into it just based off the premise alone. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Not happy that it's only mobile and PC. Give me a console version in some way, shape, or form. But cool. I'm like, I'm into this. I'm liking this, and especially I'm also liking the next one that they dropped too. Yeah, so am I. Which is Zenless Zone Zero. Also from the studio behind Genshin Impact, and this one is a futuristic urban action game that will apparently have the details of Genshin Impact. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I was about to ask you what that means. Yeah, what does that mean? I have no idea. Where'd you see that? On the Eurogamer article. You keep talking about it. I'm gonna look this up because I'm so confused as to what you mean by that. There was no info on platforms or release as of yet, but this game looks absolutely awesome. I am very, very interested in seeing what this game is when they show more of it, because like the combat alone in this game just looked absolutely insane. Yeah, like the little bit that I was able to like glimpse at when this trailer was going on, because again, I was half watching this one. But I was half watching for a bit, but then I actually gave it my full attention, and I was just like, yo, this looks so stylish, so cool, so good. Like, I am very much into this game. Hopefully it is like as fun as it actually looks to be. I'll just quote from the Polygon article, that I was reading by Charlie Hall about this, which says, quote, presenter Geoff Keighley kicked off the trailer with a touch of analysis, saying that ZZZ, or Zenless Zone Zero, offers, quote, the detail of Genshin Impact with a fast-paced action style. The detail of Genshin Impact. Huh. I wonder what that means. Maybe like the maybe the detail of like story aspects and stuff. Yeah. I'm not sure. Perhaps. Maybe. Well, I'm sure we'll find out in time when they show off more of this game. Yeah, it seems cool though. I'm very much into it. Also, the freaking wolf bear animal guy, just like, what? That's a character. Okay, let's go. Again, I don't know why I said again. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge got a new trailer announcing Casey Jones as a playable character. Yep. Also, 6-player co-op, local or online, which is super cool. Yeah, they said that in the trailer. Oh, super cool. I must have missed that part. It's releasing on June 16th. I forgot to note down what consoles it's coming to, although I think it's coming to everything and PC. Pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah. But it will be coming to Game Pass on day one.
That might be the only way I play this game.
Same.
I'm not like it's a bad thing. I'm not that I'm not that big a fan of beat 'em ups. Beat 'em ups are games I'll play like every now and then. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, like I mean, I was never like the biggest fan of TMNT, and I also am not a fan of like I'm
not a huge fan either. I'm just like, you weren't a big fan of it. You weren't really a fan.
No. Well, like I like TMNT. I just never really watched anything for it or read any comics or whatever. So like not something that I was like hugely into, but like I like TMNT from what I have seen of it.
Who's your favorite?
Oh god, you're gonna test my notes. So hang on, Raphael, Leonardo, Mikey, and Donatello. I think Donatello just because his headband is purple.
That works. That's fine. That's a funny reasoning. But I like it.
Mine
was always either Leonardo or Raphael. But no, mine was always Leonardo, actually. It's always been Leonardo.
Yeah. Watch me get absolutely roasted in the comments of this podcast for saying that Donatello is purple when it turns out he isn't. I'm fairly certain he is. Yeah. I felt
you're right. He is. You're good. You're not gonna get roasted.
Okay.
I would have roasted you already if you said that and it was wrong. It would have been like, come on
now. We got 2 new announcements for Humankind, which is a game. I think this is also an RTS game of sorts.
I don't know if it's not. I wouldn't say it's an RTS. It's one of those like civilization type games.
Yeah,
a strategy civ builder type game. So I guess that's more of a regular strategy game. I guess you could say. I don't know if I'd say it's an RTS, but
fair.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got 2 new announcements. We are getting the game is getting a Cultures of Latin America DLC, which features 6 new ages of Latin America, and it's coming to console on November 4th for all consoles bar Switch, and also coming to Game Pass Day 1, which I thought was cool.
That is very cool for fans of that game.
We got a One Piece Odyssey trailer, which showed off some early story details from the original story that game is going to be telling, and a look at the cast of characters for that game.
Looks nice.
Never seen One Piece, no interest at all.
Never seen One Piece. I'm interested on the basis that is that game based on a game based off an anime doing something different.
Fair.
That is why I'm interested.
Soul Hackers 2 was the next trailer. We got a reveal trailer for that, which is
not a reveal. We've known of it before. It just revealed the English dub.
Okay.
First time we're hearing the English voices.
Interesting. I didn't know that. It is releasing on all consoles, bar Switch, and PC on August 26th, which I got from their official website. I don't have any details for this game because I couldn't find out what it is.
It's a JRPG from Atlas, which in Soul Hacker 1 came out like super long ago, which, if I'm correct, was a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, similar to how Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei. Soul Hackers is its own branch. I never played any of them, but this is all just knowledge things I've come to learn and understand ever since Soul Hackers 2 was announced. I'm into it though. I gotta look more into it, but I do kind of want to. It has my interest.
Interesting. I might look into it a bit more, see if I want to play it. But as of right now, I'm kind of like meh on it, just because I don't really know anything. Next up, we got a game that I am absolutely 100% going to play. A game called Metal Hellsinger, which I think we have seen this game before somewhere.
I
can't remember where.
Yeah, it's not our first time seeing it.
No, but it is basically a first-person shooter rhythm game. As you can probably guess by the name, the music in it is metal music, and that's my thing. So I am 100% playing this game. I downloaded the demo yesterday. I think I haven't played it as of yet. Cool. It contains performances by quite a number of famous metal singers, such as I believe I'm pronouncing it Serge Tankian of System of a Down, Tatiana Shmyluk of Ginger, who I listen to quite a lot. They're one of my favorite bands, and Alyssa White Glues of Arch Enemy, as well as more performances from more metal artists. As I mentioned before, a demo is available now on I wrote PX here, but PC, Xbox, and PlayStation platforms, and the game is releasing on September 15th. I'm really excited for this game.
It seems cool. Ever since we first heard about it, I was like, nice premise. It's a game similar to, I guess you could say, Deathloop in a sense. It's like I've seen it so much where I'm just like, I get it. We can just drop the game at this point. So I'm like, I don't need to see more of it. But it looks cool. I'm looking forward to
it. We then got a reveal trailer for Nightingale, which is
not a reveal trailer. We've seen this before. This was at Game Awards or Summer Game Fest last year. There's just another trailer for it.
Fair. Former BioWare boss Aaron Flynn is the head for this game, I think. And it is an open world survival crafting game.
Yep. I'm not into it off the basis of it being a survival crafting game.
Yep.
But I'm like, all right, cool. We saw it again. Nice. Keep on keeping on. Did you just take something out? Did you just take something out the dock?
I took out a blank C that was there for Nightingale.
Gotcha. I didn't even realize that was there.
Just because I looked at it and it annoyed me.
Gotcha. I didn't realize it was there. Totally fine.
Saints Row Boss Factory was something that we saw. This we got a reveal trailer for. I know that for a fact. We hadn't seen it before.
Yep.
Is basically a full character customization demo for Saints Row, which is releasing in August, if I'm correct.
Yes, August 23rd.
Yeah. Will feature full character customization, bar special progression locked items. You can create up to 6 characters. Characters created will carry over when Saints Row releases, and this demo of sorts is out now for free on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC.
No, I actually messed around with it a little bit. It's cool.
Oh, nice.
It's a bit. It is definitely in depth. If I'm not a fan of some of the choices there, like the different hairstyles. I'm like, really, these are the choices we have. Okay, but you can definitely get in depth with how you create it. Like I've seen there's a thing in there like tag you can like choose like pop culture video game, like in terms of like other characters that people created. People made Squidward, Walter White, mold so many different character people. It's just like cool, and they look great. Someone made Shaggy. It's like all right, y'all are creative out here.
Yeah, I will be trying this out at some point. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I will. Got a new trailer for Warhammer 40k Darktide, which is the I believe it's a sequel to Vermintide, and it will be releasing. Sorry, not releasing. It will be, well, when it does release, it's an Xbox console exclusive and PC.
Nice. Yeah, I half watched this. I was just like, okay, this seems like one of those co-op wave-based type of games in a sense.
Yeah, kind of.
I was like, all right, cool. Not really into it, but fine, not bad.
Yeah,
cool for those who are interested in it.
Yeah, I will probably play this when it comes out, just because it seems like my kind of game, but 2, I'm fairly certain. Don't quote me on it because I'm not 100%, but I'm fairly certain it's releasing on Game Pass.
Okay.
Next up, we got a game that I am very excited for, which is Layers of Fears, from Bloober Team. Well, co-developed by Bloober Team and Anshar Studios. It is a remake of Layers of Fear 1 and 2 plus any DLC for those games. It will include new visuals, gameplay, and extended plot lines built in Unreal Engine 5, arriving early 2023 on next-gen consoles and PC.
Interesting. See, I didn't realize it was a remake. Did they say it was a remake in the trailer or no? Because I might have looked away when they said that.
No, this was taken from, I believe, a Eurogamer article.
Got it. Okay. I didn't realize it was a remake. I thought it was a whole new game. I was like, okay, cool.
No,
seems interesting.
Essentially, they are, from what I understand of it, they are combining Layers of Fear 1 and 2 into one game.
Got it. All right. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I saw this and I knew you were going to be into it. But what it reminded me of was it reminded me of this thing I saw on Twitter sometime recently. And like it's part of the Bloober Team Silent Hill 2 remake discourse. I don't know if it was from Layers of Fear. I think it was from one of the Layers of Fear games. A scene where you're walking down a hallway, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a hallway where like something loops or whatever, right? Like the hallway is a loop in a sense. And you walk, and then like a little girl just runs right into a TV screen, just turns into like she's a ghost. She runs into a TV screen, just boop. And this guy who was the streamer who was playing it, he got to that part and started dying. And then he realized the trigger for that is at a certain point in the hallway, so you can just walk back and forth at that trigger and just have her boop, 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 boop. It was the funniest thing. I was like,
I've actually
oh
seen that
my
before,
god.
but that's hilarious. I'm gonna have to try that again. Well, we'll see if they leave that little glitch, I guess, in the remake.
I was like, that is hilarious. That's funny.
The penultimate thing that was shown off was a Nightwing character trailer for Gotham Knights.
Did nothing for me. I was like, all right, cool, Nightwing. Carry
All
on.
I have to say on that. And then to round out the show, we had a section with Neil Druckmann. I forgot his name for a second. With a section with Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog, talking basically all things Last of Us.
Yep.
So again, this is a multi-part announcement, so I'll just go through it as of the. I think this is the order it was shown, but the order I have here. So
I believe this is the order it was shown. Yes, it was. It was definitely.
I think so. So we got a small glimpse of the Last of Us multiplayer project that Naughty Dog have in development. They revealed a piece of concept art for it. The game is as big as one of Naughty Dog's will apparently be as big as one of Naughty Dog's single player games, and I think he said in some aspects bigger.
Yeah.
And we will see more of it next year.
Yep. The concept art showed like two survivors on a rooftop, and like in the like you could see the area that they're in. It takes place in a whole different city in the
San
US.
Francisco, I think.
Yes, it takes place in San Francisco, whole new set of characters, whole new story and all like that. There is a story in this game. They're like really excited about the way they're marrying multiplayer and storytelling together, which I'm excited by. I'm really intrigued by how they're going to do that. But yeah, like there are rumors that the game is going to be a battle royale. Wouldn't be surprised if it is. And yeah, I was a bit surprised when they said we'll have to wait till next year to see more.
Same.
That surprised me a bit, but take your time, I guess.
Yeah,
take your time.
And I suppose technically one of my predictions came true because we did see something for it. But
I wrote down. I went into the doc afterwards that I have with all the predictions and everything, and I have that. I forgot what it was I wrote, but I put like a yes and no on this. That like we saw concept art, but like we're not actually seeing this game till next year.
Yeah. That's why I said technically it was correct, but not really.
Sorry, I'm just grabbing a bit of tissue. Keep on going. Okay.
We then got our first images of Pedro Pascal as Joel and Bella Ramsey as Ellie in the Last of Us HBO show. They just kind of put an image of those two actors and characters on screen. And then they brought out Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. And they kind of talked about they didn't bring out Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson during this. They brought out Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson for the next part, but they brought him out for this too. Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, they brought him out for this because you have it right here, confirmed to be characters in the show.
Yes, sorry. Sorry, for some reason in my head, like I was thinking back and I'm like, okay, I think they brought them out for the next thing we'll talk about, and then they went back to the HBO show, but no, they brought them out for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, first images of Pedro and Bella, and Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson are confirmed to be in the series as unconfirmed characters.
And this isn't the first images. This is the second images. This is the first images of us seeing them from the front. The very first images we saw was them in a field playing in the distance, but we saw them in the back. This is the first time we're seeing them from the front. And like it's kind of hard to tell actually, but someone like enlightened that image, like lightened it up, and you can see that in the background there's a clicker, or what appears to be a clicker that they're hiding from.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah. As much as I'm not a Last of Us fan, I like the premise or the premise of the game, and I am interested in the HBO show, so I will probably watch that when it comes out.
I'm hoping the show's great. I'm hoping it has it seems like it has all the potential. It has all the keys it needs to succeed. Yeah. Just thrive.
I'm hoping so because I think it was Troy who was talking about it when they were on stage talking about the show, and he said that everyone who worked on everyone who's working on the show is a big fan of The Last of Us anyway. So like everyone knows what they're working on, they know what the expectation is, and they're trying to do their best to stay true to the game.
Yeah. Yep. And I don't know if you did say this, but the Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, like them being in the show, they're not just cameos. Apparently they have like substantial roles. We don't know what roles they are, but they are substantial. And I saw someone say online, calling it now, Ashley Johnson is going to be Ellie's mom.
Maybe.
Perhaps I could see it. Yep. That'd be a nice little nod and a wink.
Yeah. And then I'll do this last one here just because it's a real short thing. And Neil Druckmann.
No. Sure, go ahead. I was gonna say just do the next thing, but go ahead. Fine.
I mean, it's 62 degrees. Neil Druckmann confirmed he has started work on a new project.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be fine as like a final thing, but this works too. He has confirmed that he's working on a new project, and like I like how he was like, Geoff was like, hey, can we talk about it? You know, want to talk about something? He was like, I can't talk about it now, you know, unless PlayStation wants to leak it.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to leak it, then we can talk about it now, which goes into the what was supposed to be big announcement of, I would say, arguably the entire show.
Yeah, which is The Last of Us remake. They are remaking The Last of Us for PS5. It will be titled The Last of Us Part 1. Like I say, made from the ground up for PS5. It will be out September 2nd. One thing that I thought was interesting to note is they did not redo motion capture or vocal performances for the game. They reused what they had from The Last of Us 1 when it released, and they did some tweaks to it and used some stuff behind the scenes to update it for this more modern remake of The Last of Us.
Yeah, they basically just like, they had their art people and I think their cinematics people like go in and redo all like the way the models look. So like Neil was saying that like, they didn't redo any of the motion capture, but we like retooled kind of sort of like all the models the way they looked and stuff. So actually the new ones look more accurate to your motion capture performance than the original versions did, which is cool. And it's like when you look at the trailer on its own, you might just be like, oh, it doesn't look that big a difference. But when you do side-by-side shots of remastered on PS4 and this one, it's just like, oh, whoa, actually, visually, that is a substantial upgrade. Like, it's not like as like, you know, apples to apples as what you like might imagine it to be. Yeah.
Also, just for clarification, that last point I read wasn't me criticizing the process. Just I thought was an interesting note to make.
Yeah, and they are updating the gameplay and all, just to make it more with modernized controls. Essentially, they said they're not redoing anything with the story. I imagine they might throw like maybe an Easter egg or two in there for connective tissue to part 2. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I don't want to spoil part 2 in any way, shape, or form. No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the listeners. I saw this and like part of why this announcement, like this was supposed to be the big announcement, and it kind of like was deflated for a number of reasons. One of those reasons being this was rumored for a very long time. Rumored to the point where it was kind of like all but confirmed, but also like as Neil Druckmann said, this leaked like 2 hours before the show was supposed to happen. Like it leaked on PlayStation Direct, like screenshots from the box art and everything leaked. It was just like, man, you all were right there at the finish line, and it leaked just before the show started, which was a shame because like it would have been cool. Like if we didn't know this was if we didn't know that this was going to be here at the show, right? Like it would have been a nice surprise. Like, oh, we're ending on this. Okay, we're actually going to see some Last of Us stuff here. Interesting, cool. Even if we already kind of had it rumored and stuff, sure. But all that kind of deflated the reveal a bit, I think you could say, combined with also the fact that it's going to be $70 to some people.
That was, I was just about to say, one thing I will criticize them on is that it's going to cost $70.
I can definitely understand the critiques on it. I think that it should be cheaper. It'll be nicer. It'll be nice for sure if it was cheaper. If it was like $50 or something. It being The Last of Us, chances are that was never going to happen. We should also note it comes with the Left Behind DLC. Left Behind DLC is part of this. The original Factions multiplayer is not in this. It's just Last of Us Part 1 story and the Left Behind DLC. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So that's part of why people are like $70, but there's no multiplayer. But I mean, the multiplayer, as I've said before, when Factions comes back, it's not going to be like, it was never going to be like this. Like, oh, the original Factions is back, and it's like the next multiplayer thing. When Factions come back, it's going to be the multiplayer game. I was never expecting it to be part of this remake project in any way, shape, or form, unless it was like, an option in the menu, like, oh, do you want to jump over to play the multiplayer game that's out now? Like, that's the only way in which it would have been a part of this. So like I definitely understand the critiques about the $70. I do think it'd definitely be nicer if it was cheaper. I understand why they're doing it at $70 though. And all that said, like, I still feel the same way I do about it now as I did when it was first rumored, that this doesn't need to exist. I understand why it does, to tie in with the TV show that's coming out, to have Last of Us Part 1 be on like the same equal footing visually and gameplay wise as Part 2. You put this out, it helps like the cross-pollination between TV show and the game. It's like, oh, people watch a show, you want to play the game, here's a game. You play the game, you want to watch TV show, go watch show. Like, that cross-pollination and all.
Yeah.
I understand all of those reasonings and everything. In addition to the behind the scenes of why this idea was even first pitched in the first place. Like the team wanted a game that they thought would be easy to remake as like a show of potential, like as a show of skill, a show of talent for their studio and everything, which is why this was the game. I still don't think it needs to exist though, as much as I enjoy the way it looks. Visually looks so great. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Am I gonna? Here's the thing, it's like, I'm gonna play it though. Is it going to be day one is the question. I don't know. Me playing this day one will be heavily dependent on like money. Like, do I want to spend $70 at that time when it comes out? Because it comes out September 2nd this year. It is also coming to PC at a later date.
Yeah.
So it's like, when it comes out, do I want to spend the money on it day and date? If not, it's going to be I'll wait a bit to play it. But me being like the big PlayStation guy here, Last of Us Part 1 is one of my favorite games ever made. I might play it as soon as it comes out. But this is a game I've also played only twice, actually, now that I think about it. I've only played this game 2 times. Once when it first came out, and once like 3 years ago. I did a share play with my girlfriend, so she watched me play it on her PS4. I've only played the game twice. I guess you could say 3 times. The third time, the second time I watched my friend play it. So I kind of I watched it through him. The third time would have been recently, but I myself only played it physically twice. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine that it exists. It looks visually looks great. I'm sure it'll play well, be a fun time. I don't know how much I'm not like eager to play it though.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this in this section, but I'm not a big Last of Us fan. I don't like the game. I like the premise. I have tried to play it twice, and I didn't enjoy myself, so I'm not interested in this. So I am gonna tie in my thoughts on the Last of Us remake with my thoughts on the overall show, which is why I don't think I could have gotten it done in 5 minutes. So, like I said at the start, I thought this sucked. Like, talking about it with you and going through it, my opinion of it has slightly changed. I don't think it sucked as much as I thought it did, but I still really don't think it was that good. For the main, I also want to preface this by saying, obviously, I didn't go into this thinking we're going to get Half-Life 3, GTA 6, Elder Scrolls 6. We're going to get every single big game announcement under the sun. But I would have liked one. I would have liked one big game announcement. And I'm sorry, The Last of Us remastered doesn't count, right? That is just, I'm sorry for the people who are excited for it. As much as I'm not gonna sit here and try and please everyone by saying I liked everyone, everything. I'm also not gonna sit here and this is the same thing I was way to say. I'm not gonna sit here and say I thought this was worth being here, and change my opinion just to please me, right? So honestly, I think this should have like this was actually what I did before the podcast, before we start recording, when like the thing I have outside the dock is I put down my list of things that I think didn't need to be here because it's lengthy. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things. I have 10 things on my list of things I don't think should have been here. Street Fighter 6. I'm sorry, didn't need to be here. It was a character reveal. It could have been dropped on a random day. Like,
I disagree with you on that, but continue. Go off.
Everyone in the industry knows that for showcases like this, you start with something big and you close with something big. And I don't think that this was that big. I really don't.
Here's the thing. It is a big deal. It's a big deal because it's a character reveal, and it's a character reveal for Street Fighter 6, which is why it's a big deal. And it would have been even bigger had that character list not leaked.
Give me 2 seconds.
I'm telling you, it's a big deal. Like, oh, we're getting a new character reveals for big name fighting games are big reveals. Why do you think everyone goes crazy whenever there's a Smash character reveal? Like, all right, Smash character reveal. Who is it? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Character reveals in fighting games are big deals, especially when they're a big name fighting game.
Okay. Again, this might be because I'm not a big fan of Street Fighter or just fighting.
And it is that it totally is. That's why you think that. I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you the other perspective that it is a big deal.
Okay. Second on this list, and I think you're going to disagree with me on this one as well, but I will give you a justification why I think this.
Okay.
The Callisto Protocol. I don't think this should have been here simply because you showed it at the State of Play last week. I don't understand why you wouldn't either put the gameplay in the State of Play or show the trailer for the first time and the gameplay in this, right? Because the thing that I was thinking during this entire showcase was E3 is dead this year. There is no E3. So now is the time when Geoff needs to show why Summer Games Fest is relevant. And I don't think by having this here did that, considering we just saw it at the State of Play. And I think that kind of ties into what my thoughts on Street Fighter 6 as well. It's like, we just got a good look at Street Fighter 6 at the State of Play. So why would you have it at the State of Play and here? Because for me, that just is a little bit of a waste of time.
It's because, so here's two things. One, Callisto Protocol, I definitely agree that we did not need the Schofield cut of the original trailer, because that trailer was 95% the same, and the only 5% that was different was like a few shots near the end where it was like different. But other than that, it was the same. I think if it was just the gameplay, totally would have been fine. Or if it was just the trailer, if it was just the gameplay, that would have been great. We did not need to see the same, for the most part, trailer again. That was like redundant. It was like, all right, we're kind of like killing time here on this. Now the thing where you say, why is this at State of Play and here? It's marketing. It's marketing. It's this teams, they know they want to, you reveal your game and you want to keep that momentum going, that excitement going. All right, we revealed it this week. Check back here next week to see something new for it. Like, media are playing Street Fighter 6 right this very moment. And so you're going to be reading all these previews. You're going to be seeing all this footage of stuff. You want to capitalize on that with also, by the way, here's a new character that's coming to the game as well. We showed you 4 last week. Here's a 5th one who is a classic character for the game. Here's a bit of how he plays too. You're building that momentum. That momentum is really important in terms of like the marketing for it right now. And also, again, this is that time of year where, you know, the games industry, they have all these big announcements and stuff. So they want to do that. Same with Callisto Protocol. We saw the trailer last week. All right, now let's see some gameplay. You can't see the gameplay in the State of Play because the State of Play, you have a bunch of different things and it doesn't really afford you the time to have a close to 5-minute gameplay demo of Callisto Protocol. You can't do the gameplay there. Unless it's a Callisto Protocol State of Play. You can't do it. So here's the place to do it. Where, all right, I have a chance to have the stage and I get to show you, about close to 5-ish minutes or so of gameplay. In addition to this trailer that we didn't need to see again, but this trailer, and I get to talk about the game as well. Summer Games Fest. And this is, I kind of talked about this on Twitter with who was it? I think it was Tyler from Good Game We Lost.
Yeah.
The challenge with the thing with Summer Games Fest that kind of handicapped it or decapped it this year is the fact that third parties and first parties, we are in this era now where everyone's like more used to doing their own showcases at this point in time.
Yeah. COVID
forced it to happen 2020 and everyone's kind of scrambling then. 2021 things got better, but as the years have gone on since 2020, more companies are getting comfortable just announcing things on their own. Yep. And not having to be beholden to a specific show, a specific date to do it. So, or they're collaborating with other people for their shows. So and then there's also Logan Moore, who he writes for comicbook.com, if I'm correct. I saw his thread about this, and kind of what he said is like kind of handicapped the show was the fact that for the past 20 years, we've been conditioned to expect nothing but like big AAA, big game, big name announcements this time of year.
Yeah.
So when you don't get those, or you don't get a lot of those, it ends up being like feeling disappointing and like a letdown and everything. From like a big showcase. And Summer Games Fest, everyone kind of views Summer Games Fest as like that E3 replacement. So when it's not there, and also they also view Geoff Keighley shows as like places where big game announcements happen, whether it be Perfect Dark in the Series X and Hellblade at the Game Awards, whether it be Elden Ring last year at that games at that Summer Games Showcase, or whatever else was at that showcase. Halo Infinite's release date being revealed at last year's Summer Games Fest, if I'm correct, or Gamescom, wherever it was. It was before, it wasn't Game Awards. Pretty sure it was Summer Games Fest where it was announced last year. It was on a Geoff Keighley stage. I remember that much. He was there. That's where they said it. Like that's where you expect Geoff to have these big game announcements. So when you have a show where he said, hey, just so you know, guys, he tempered expectations. There's going to be more focused on things that have already been announced than like these giant megatons that you guys are expecting. Like he tried to temper those expectations. But when you have all those expectations that, people come to expect from summer season, from June and big showcase season, you have that expectation. Those expectations. You have the fact that this is when the effects of COVID are really going to start hitting the games industry, where games that started development in COVID are now taking longer to come out. So like we're kind of lucky to be getting some of the games we are, which is what Geoff said to Glenn Schofield. Like, I'm amazed you guys are getting a game out now. Yeah, a game that you all kind of started at the beginning of COVID. Like the fact you all guys are getting a game out now, like that's crazy. That's awesome though. Like good on your team for being able to do that. You have all those things. I'm getting a long-winded here, but stick with me. You have all those to come into play. And then the fact that, as I said before, people want to do their own shows or collaborate with others. First parties are going to want to keep their big first-party announcements for themselves. Third parties are going to, if they're doing their own showcase, they're going to keep it to themselves, most likely. Yeah. Or they're going to partner up with a first party to have their announcement there. Final Fantasy 16 is a prime example. That would have been huge here, but that's with PlayStation. People were wondering, are we going to see Final Fantasy 7 remake here? Maybe it would have been a cold day in hell before Square Enix show that off for their own showcase. You get what I mean? Yeah. 100%. Like people were like, oh, maybe we'll see Starfield. Maybe we'll see something else. Like I kind of like had that as a prediction. It's like, hey, maybe they'll split it up like this, but like maybe we'll see Starfield here. Starfield is going that is going to be an Xbox thing. Oh, like 100%. For sure. Yeah. So like, there's all that as well, which leaves Geoff with, all right, I have to take what I can get from people. I got to take what I can get from third party. I got to take what I can get from first party. The big first party announcement here from PlayStation was The Last of Us remake. They're not going to give him God of War. No, Sony's going to want to do God of War for themselves. Yeah. The last of their projects that we know of, The Last of Us is the one with the lowest stakes that they can just give to Geoff. It's a remake of a game that everyone already knows and loves. That it's coming out in September. Cool, you can have that. We're not going to lose any sleep over not doing that on our own terms. Xbox, all their big announcements are going to be in their showcase. which will have happened by the time this episode goes live. So what does Geoff get from Xbox? He gets the Xbox sizzle reel of what we announced earlier in the day, that being that our Xbox cloud gaming app is coming to Samsung TVs. You get the sizzle reel of that, Geoff. What does Nintendo get from Geoff? You get a sizzle reel of some of our games that are already out right now.
Yeah.
That's what you get,
Strikers.
Yeah, it was Strikers. I thought there might have been more, but Strikers
Splatoon
was in it.
From Nintendo, they got
what did they get from Nintendo? First party from Nintendo.
Oh, first party? No, nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing from Nintendo first party. That's what I'm saying. Like first party Nintendo stuff, Nintendo's going to say that for their own direct, which is going to be happening sometime soon, you would imagine. They announced their things like days before, so it's going to be happening sometime soon.
Yep.
So then you get left with third party. And you imagine a lot of the big third party announcements are tied up in these first party shows. We got some of them with State of Play last week. We got some big for third party stuff there.
Yeah.
Where you would imagine that Xbox, in addition to the first party stuff, will have some third party things too. Probably some big ones. Nintendo, whenever they do their thing, they'll have it's just a matter of Geoff having to work with what he can get in terms of people holding things to themselves, dealing with the ramifications of COVID on the games industry and how that's affected development and everything. There's a number of factors at play, which led to this showcase kind of being like a bit, I could see it being, disappointing or a letdown from people who were expecting giant megatons. That's what it comes down to. And so I definitely agree. I don't want to say that some of these things did not need to be here, could or should have been here.
Do you want me to just quickly read you the rest of my list? Because there's not that
many. Just say everything that you said.
So Street Fighter 6, Callisto Protocol, Witchfire, The Rock, Outriders, Fall Guys, Cuphead, Warframe, Saints Row, Gotham Knights.
So The Rock definitely could not have been here. He could have been gone. Yeah. But again, that's one of those things where it's like you got to pay the bills one way or another.
Yeah, exactly. That's I can get that one. That's a brand deal. That's pays the bills, like you say.
Right. Outriders and Fall Guys didn't need to be here. You said Witchfire. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Witchfire, that's fine being here. Fall Guys definitely did not need to be here because Outriders and Fall Guys definitely felt like commercial break, like an ad you would have seen on the waiting for a stream to start or something like that.
Yeah.
I forgot some of the others you said.
The only ones that we haven't talked about is Cuphead, Warframe, Saints Row, Gotham Knights.
Cuphead definitely could have been here. It was fine being here. It was fine. It didn't take up that much time. Saints Row I guess you could say it didn't need to be here, but this was the perfect place to have it.
I agree that it was a good place to have it, but I think it's just not to what's the word I'm looking for, but not to shame the devs or kind of have a go at the devs or anything, but it's just a character creation demo. You could have just dropped the trailer. It didn't need to be a big showcase.
I think, but the thing is, then if you just drop it on your own, then it gets lost in all the noise. If you drop it on your own that same day, its own trailer, same day, it gets lost in the noise.
I'm sorry, I'm overriding you, but they could have done it on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday and just dropped it.
They could not do it on Monday.
What was Monday again?
Well, maybe they could have done it on Monday. You mean this past Monday or the Monday that's coming up, the day after the Xbox show?
No, the Monday that just was.
Maybe they could have done it then. Maybe they could have, but that it's just I don't know. I think the thing is you want to have as many eyes on it as possible, and Geoff Keighley stage is the place for that. Yes, it could have just been oh yeah, this is a thing that is out now or whatever. Sure, yes, you could do that for so many things on any given day, but for certain games that are big games, you want as many eyes on it as possible. And a Geoff Keighley stage is the perfect place for it. And it's not like it took up that much time.
No,
it was a real short thing. It was hey, it was a minute and a half at most, I think. No more than 2 minutes for sure, that trailer. There's no harm, no foul in that being here. Gotham Knights, I could agree that we probably did not need that trailer. That Nightwing overview. Yeah, the Gotham Knights Nightwing thing, that overview was okay. We did that. That trailer not only did not need to be here, it didn't need to exist. But it existed. I was all right, that's what it is.
Yeah. The one other one I said was Warframe, just because like one, they have their own convention in a month, and two, it was so short and didn't really show off anything.
Well, that was a thing of more like, hey, we're gonna tease this here and also point you guys in the direction of TennoCon, promote TennoCon as well. Like, I think that's one of those things where it's like that might have been a pay the bills type thing, where it's like, hey, like cross promotion, cross pollination, because Geoff is also all big on Summer Games Fest being a cross industry thing. It's not only AAA, it's not only indie. This is where like everyone crosses over and meets with each other. It pushes you in different directions. He wants to introduce people to new games that they might not have thought of playing before. And he wants to just introduce you to new things with Summer Games Fest. So I understand the reasoning behind some of these things. And even like the things that might not have needed to be here, like were short enough that it like didn't really matter all that much in the grand scheme of things. Like they were talking about Warframe for quite a bit. I feel like if they talked about it for just a tad bit longer and then just went into the teaser, would have been fine. It talked about it just a tad too long. The talk should have been shorter. I can agree on that.
Yeah.
But like the Warframe DLC tease, not like offensive or anything like that. Like I feel like I'm just gonna say my like rating on the show and thoughts right now. Like initially I said it was a B, then I dropped it down to a C, because like looking back on it and thinking about it, like the show was good at best, okay at worst, because I feel like it's funny, I was just saying everything I just said. There wasn't much, there weren't really any big things. The big thing of the show was The Last of Us remake, which leaked 2 hours before the show happened, unfortunately, and was also rumored for a long time and has a lot of baggage associated with it. I think after that, the next big things are Street Fighter, Callisto Protocol, and Modern Warfare 2. After that, everything else is not as big, and I mean, arguably TMNT, Shredder's Revenge, depending on who you ask. And then everything else after that is not as big, which, again, not to say that like every announcement needs to be a AAA announcement.
Exactly.
But there wasn't a whole lot of, like I said before, at the start of the show, it started off pretty high, and then it really tapered off in the middle and just like plateaued at a level of, okay, this is fine. 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 And then it got to the end. It was like, okay, this is cool. This is cool right here at Last of Us. And I feel like the Last of Us section might have gone on a tad long too, but I mean, I was fine with it. I liked the discussion they were having and everything. But overall, there wasn't much. Everything here, the majority of stuff here was interesting, not exciting. And because of that, most of it was interesting, not exciting. The Rock was here for a promo that was incredibly stupid. And because of that, I feel like it was like a C. It was a C. I didn't hate the stuff that we saw here. I liked it, was interested in a lot of what we saw here, but there was very little that had me excited, or as excited as I hoped I would be after watching this.
Yeah.
Like even Call of Duty, like I said, I was like, okay, it's Call of Duty. I liked seeing it. It did not move the needle for me one bit though. Like I'm still excited for that game. Didn't make me any more or less excited for it.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that I was going to bring up, you touched on. We are entering a time where like the effects of COVID are showing, where there are probably any number of big AAA games that Geoff could have had here that are just not ready to show, which I imagine is at least partially to do with COVID, right? You then also have a lot of things probably being tied up in first party deals, right? So just if, as you said, Final Fantasy 16 would have been amazing here. It would have it would have made the show a lot better, but PlayStation have that. So a lot of third party games tied up in first party deals. And also like, and again, I mentioned this when I started going into it, when it's like, I didn't expect, again, Half-Life 3, GTA 6, The Elder Scrolls, like I didn't expect this absolute blockbuster showcase that blew the roof off the place multiple times. And it might be because I have been conditioned to expect big AAA reveals at like every showcase. But I wanted one. Like one would have made me happy. Like, I mean, like I said in my predictions, it's like BioShock 4. I not that might be like the title of it, but like the next BioShock game. Again, I understand it might not be ready to show, but like a teaser for it or something, right?
Mhm.
And then iOI's 007 game. Where was that? Again, might not be ready to show. Could have just been like a smaller trailer outlining some of the story stuff. I'm fairly confident they could have cobbled together a small thing for that. I don't know, but like
It could also be somewhere else.
exactly, right? So again, as much as I wasn't expecting every announcement to be like a blow the roof off the place kind of announcement, I kind of would hope for one like he had last year with Elden Ring. Or actually, let me check what he had the year before while I try and continue talking at the same time. So like it. No, I don't want the announcement of it. I want what you showed. Everything shown. Sorry, I'm gonna.
You got it, or you want me to just look for it?
Yeah, you can look for it while because I mean he also showed Tiny Tina's Wonderlands last year, which I feel like was a big deal as well, even though I think it leaked beforehand. Anyway, so like for if you were to look on my Twitter, I said that the show was a D- for me because I again I thought it sucked, but again, like I said, talking with you and kind of like going through the list, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was coming off it. I still don't think it was very good. So I'm gonna say for me, it went from a D- to I'll say like a D or a D+. I'm undecided, but like it wasn't necessarily what I was expecting. Like I say, I was expecting at least one big announcement from Geoff, which typically he has had at every Summer Games Fest, if I recall correctly. Again, Tyler's looking for the 2021.
I can't find it. I'm finding a whole lot of other stuff, and I don't feel like searching
Yeah,
around for it.
it came up with a bunch of like 2022 stuff for me. I'm like, no, that's what we're talking about. I want older.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like to kind of wrap it in a bow, I guess, and not harp on about it for too long. Like, I didn't think it was that great. I wish there had been at least one big announcement, because for me, like I say, The Last of Us remastered doesn't count. Like, yes, the game looks incredible. I've looked at the side by side. It looks so much better than it did on PS4 or PS3, right? But at the same time, you are not. It's not like it's a new Last of Us project. It's not like it's fundamentally changing the way you are going to play the first one. It is making it look better and play smoother. That's really it. So I don't think that counts as your big announcement. So like I say, D+ or D. That's what I'm going to rate it. Not my favorite summer showcase ever. Far from it.
I can agree on that. Like I said at the beginning, I think it's definitely his. I don't know if I'd say it's his worst, but it's not his best. It's not the best Geoff Keighley show that we've gotten from him in recent years, whether it be this Game Awards, Gamescom, what have you. It's not the best one that he's put on. I don't put all the blame on him for that, though.
No, and neither do I. I want to make that very clear. I'm not like attacking Geoff Keighley and saying that he sucked, right? That's not what I'm saying at all. I expected more than we got.
And that's totally fine. It's totally fine to expect that.
I'm gonna. Well, no. One thing that met and exceeded my expectations, and I was very, very happy with, was the Devolver Digital marketing countdown to marketing event.
Dear God, I'm I'm happy I didn't watch this because there were only 3 new announcements in this. 4 if you want to count the announcement of Cult of the Lamb's release date. But I'm happy I didn't watch this because I would have been so annoyed. Like, I admire Devolver for like the showcases that they put on, which are essentially like a 30-minute sketch of some sort. It's essentially a 30-minute like Adult Swim TV episode, essentially.
Kind of, yeah.
And it's
actually.
It's like, that's cool. Except I'm not here for I don't want to see the show. I want to see what announcements you have. And I don't want to sit through a 30-minute TV episode with the announcements being the commercials. You get what I mean? Yeah. So like, because of that, I don't like watching it, no matter how funny or weird it might be. I'm just like, that's fine. So hearing that there were only 3 announcements, I'm like, happy I didn't watch that. I would have been felt like my time was wasted most likely.
Yeah, and like the thing about Devolver showcases is like they are for a particular kind of people. They are not for people who are there for the announcements.
Yeah.
They're basically for people who enjoy like the Adult Swim comedy TV show kind of thing with some game announcements tossed in there. Which
and that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Exactly. Like it's totally fine. That's not your thing, and it's totally fine that it is my thing, right? It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But if you were to look on Twitter, after the Devolver's digital showcase, I tweeted it was something along the lines of like Summer Games Fest with over 30 games, D-, Devolver digital showcase with 3 games, A+. Like I really, really, really enjoyed Devolver digital showcase. I enjoy all of them usually just because I am there for like the comedy skit kind of thing with the announcements tacked on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I liked after like reading up on the game, well, seeing the trailers for the 3 games that they announced, I was like, each of these looks cool. I'm very into each of them. One of them less so than the others, but like I'm like, ooh, these are all pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's why I liked it even more is because every game they showed except Card Shark, I was like, this actually looks really cool. I want to play this. I should probably talk about what they showed. So they announced that Cult of the Lamb is releasing on August 11th. Showed off a game called Card Shark, which is set, I believe, in the French Renaissance era.
I think so. It's already out now. They just showed it again. They're like, yeah, it's out. And it's like basically a game about cheating in card games.
Yeah. Not my kind of game, but looked okay, I guess. Then there's Skate Story, which is coming to PC next year, which like looks like this really cool.
I love the art style.
Yeah, like neon crossed with like real life skateboarding is the best way I can describe. Like it looks really cool. I'm doing a terrible job. Go and watch the trailer. It looks great.
Yeah, I might throw something up for it real quickly while we talk about this and then the next 2, because the next 2, they're like the games you got to see to actually understand. But Skate Story has a really cool aesthetic to it. I really like it. I'm like, ooh, I really might have to play that. Not happy that it's only coming to PC apparently, but bring the console.
My favorite game from this showcase, and one that I'm absolutely picking up day one, is Angerfoot. This game looks insane. Like, it's basically a game of rage where you like kick in doors and kill people, and it looks so much fun. I'm really excited for it.
I saw like half the trailer. And I was like, it looks like a first-person Hotline Miami in a sense.
Yeah.
Not only that's a bad thing, I was like, that's exactly what this game looks like. And for those who like it, go for it. That's the one I'm like the least interested in of these 3 announcements.
And then finally, a game that is probably the one I'm most interested in.
As am I.
Mainly because, like, how good does the Plucky Squire look? Like,
looks so like good and unique. Just like,
exactly,
oh my god, I'm in on it.
So it's set, and it's coming to consoles, which I'm very happy about.
Consoles and PC, yes.
Yeah. So basically, again, I think for this one we'll have something up on the screen for it just because it looks incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But just for those of you who may be listening on audio form and you haven't seen the trailer, it's basically you play as this I forget what the character is called.
I forgot too, but we'll call the character Bob for the sake of this.
Yeah, sure, Bob. You play as Bob, who is a squire in like this, like children's cartoon book essentially, like hand drawn kind of thing. But then he hops out of the book and starts exploring this. I think it was a bedroom in the real world.
Right.
And the graphical quality of this game looks absolutely insane.
Well, here's what makes it unique. Like graphics visually cool. Yeah, whatever. What makes it unique though is the fact that when you're in the storybook, it's a 2D game. And when he goes outside the book, it becomes 3D. It becomes a 3D like action platformer. And like it's what's even cooler is that you keep switching between 2D and 3D. So like you're not just in the book in 2D. You might be like on like a circular piece of like material or item, whatever it might be, and that'll be 2D. When you're on that, I think like they showed you, it's like a top-down shooter in a sense. I think when you were in the book, there was a part where like he's like a bit essentially doing Punch Out. You're playing Punch Out against another enemy of sorts. It's just like, that is so unique and so cool. I'm loving this premise. Like the visuals certainly help to sell that you're in this book or you're in whatever this other material is, or like you're in this bedroom.
Yeah.
They certainly help sell it, but it's that unique perspective of 2D, like the 2D platform, the 2D perspective has this type of gameplay, and the gameplay changes based on whatever you're doing at the moment in the 2D. And then the 3D, you're doing like your 3D action platform and stuff. That's what makes it unique and very cool. And that's what's very exciting about this game.
Yeah. I mean, I always go on about like, I don't need a game to look good for me to enjoy it, but I don't know, maybe I'm more of like a graphics person than I thought I was.
Perhaps you are.
Yeah. I mean, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, but like, that's the thing that like initially got me really hooked on this, was like, this just looks visually stunning. The thing that initially drew me to this game was like how just absolutely insane the real world looked. And then as I watched more, I was like, this, like the stuff you're doing looks really awesome and it looks great. So yeah, I'm 100% in.
It looks so cool. Probably one of my favorite game announcements that we've gotten this past week. Loving it.
I agree with that 100%. Okay. So that was Summer Games Fest and Devolver Digital Showcases. We're just going to go through some other notable games that were announced this week.
Just a few of them.
Yeah.
I'll just rattle these off actually, since I added them into the list here.
Go.
So there was a few games, like there's been a lot of games announced in the past couple of days and all, a lot of games shown off and everything. But three that I think stood out to me for one reason or another were one, The Walking Dead Last Mile. IGN kind of exclusively revealed this one with their Summer of Gaming event they got going on. So this is a game that's available exclusively on Facebook Watch and Facebook Gaming. And Last Mile is a narrative choice game that will be live streamed 24/7 starting on July 11th. No information, no idea about like when this will end and all. But mini games occur throughout the experience, and you participate in them to earn points. And these points allow you to make decisions that influence the story. Okay. It's interesting. It's a really unique way to like, to like merge gaming and storytelling. It's really weird, really unique. I'm into it though. And the game takes place in Alaska. So there is that. That's interesting. Then there's Sacrifier, which is a 2.5D kind of like sprite-based inspired JRPG. It's coming to PC next year. I first saw this game on Twitter a while ago, actually. So when I was scrolling on YouTube, I was like, wait, I know this. I've seen this before. It looks cool. It looks interesting. Definitely check it out. And then there's another one called Shim, I believe, or Skim. It's spelled SCHIM. So it's pronounced either Shim or Skim, one of the two. But it's a puzzle platformer in which you play as a Skim. You play the title character, and you are a shadow creature. You're just a little creature that lives in shadows, and you have to get back to your shadow. So how do you do this? By traveling through the shadows of other objects, whether it be a person, a train, a car, a boat, a garbage can, a light pole, whatever it may be. You have to travel between shadows to find your way back to your shadow. And it looks so cool and so unique and so interesting. I'm definitely into this game. I'm very much into it, and I definitely wanted to highlight it.
I hadn't seen that, but I just looked up a couple images. I have to look into that because that looks really cool.
It's very cool. So yeah, just wanted to highlight those notable games. And I think like while this big summer showcase season is going on, like any games that get announced or stuff that we want to highlight, we'll just like kind of put out a little space just to highlight them as well amidst all the other noise. Yeah,
because I mean, like a lot of people are going to be focusing on like the big AAA games that are shown.
Of course,
but, like there are some really, really good indie games.
There's good. I think Guerrilla Collective is happening today. I think Wholesome Games Showcase is happening tomorrow, Sunday, the 12th, same day as the Xbox Showcase. And stuff. Like there's a lot of big events happening and stuff. So a lot of games are going to get mixed up in the noise, and also it's one to highlight a few.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually going to do it for our main topic of pretty much game announcements and game reveals and showcases this week. So we're going to go on. We're going to get on to our brief mentions. I am just going to rattle through these real quick because I don't want this episode to be terribly long.
It's already pretty long, so
okay.
As expected, though.
Yeah, I have a lot to talk about. According to Jason Schreier at Bloomberg, God of War Ragnarok is reportedly planned to release in November. Remind me, when did you predict it was coming out?
September or October. So they kind of shut down my predictions. But in his article, he did say that at some point this year it was planned for release in September.
Okay.
So I was like, at some point this year, I was right.
A Duke Nukem movie is in
Oh,
development.
also I forgot. The release date should be revealed by the end of the month.
Okay, interesting. I didn't see that. A Duke Nukem movie is in development. Netflix had their event.
Why a Duke Nukem movie is in development in 2022 is beyond me.
Yeah,
but it's happening.
At this point, I don't think anything is off the table in terms of anything that could happen.
Why it's Duke Nukem is it's whatever. It's just wild. In 2022, what is that even going to be like?
Real quick, have you seen the Duke Nukem COVID pickup lines on YouTube?
I have not, and I don't even want to.
They're so funny.
I don't even want to.
Netflix had their, was it Geeked Week? I think they call it.
Yeah, Geeked Week. Yeah. So they announced a whole bunch of stuff this week.
Yeah, so they announced a number of new gaming shows. Castlevania Nocturne stars Richter. Wow, brain. Richter Belmont, and takes place after the original series. No date is given. I am really excited for this. I wanted more Castlevania. It's one of my favorite Netflix shows. Super excited.
Same here.
Dragon Age Absolution is set in Tevinter with a new cast of characters and releases this December.
BioWare is working in collaboration with them on this show.
Nice. A short Sonic Prime teaser revealed Big the Cat and Froggy. Cool.
Yep.
The Cuphead show teased new episodes, which I might watch at some point. Like,
yeah, the new episodes are coming this summer.
Yeah, not a big Cuphead fan, but might watch that actually.
I haven't gotten around to watching it, but I want to.
And Cyberpunk Edge Runners got a teaser trailer, and the show comes out this September. I haven't watched like trailers or anything for any of these, but I'll have to go back and watch some of them. Cyberpunk and Castlevania, I'm pretty hyped for.
I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk 1. I was like, ooh, it's done by Studio Trigger. It's done by Studio Trigger. They did Kill La Kill. I'm into it.
That does it for Netflix's Geeked Week announcements. We have a bunch of Xbox announcements ahead of the showcase. Ahead of the showcase tomorrow as of recording, yesterday as of release of this episode. Yes. So tomorrow, as of this episode going live, Xbox Games Showcase Extended will air on June 14th, which again is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1
June
p.m.
14th.
Eastern.
Oh, yes, as the episode going live. Right. I'm like, It's not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 12th. What are you talking about? Yes.
Yeah, as of the episode going live on Tuesday as of recording, which
it airs on Tuesday, June 14th.
Airs Tuesday, June 14th, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK. It's the same time as the showcase. It's literally 48 hours later. It will feature new trailers, interviews with devs, and deeper looks at games from Sunday's main showcase. And then on to the other stuff that Xbox announced. The Xbox app for 2022 Samsung Smart TVs is rolling out starting June 30th. Which it's
not coming to older TVs. It's only starting. It's coming to 2022 Samsung Smart TVs and any new ones that they make going forward. But any older Samsung Smart TVs are not getting this Xbox app. And the reason they said is like due to the latency, essentially.
Yeah. xCloud is now available in Argentina and New Zealand for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. Subsequently, Game Pass Ultimate subscribers will be able to play games they own that aren't on Game Pass through xCloud starting soon. So basically, if a game is not on xCloud currently, not on Game Pass currently, and you want to play it on the cloud, selected games that you own, you will be able to play it outside of Game Pass through the cloud. They also announced Project Moorcroft, a game demo service coming to Game Pass Ultimate subscribers at no additional cost. It will begin rolling out within the next year, and it will start by focusing on indie devs.
I am actually very much looking forward to this Project Moorcroft thing.
Me too.
It's really interesting. It's really cool. It's neat. I saw some people say like, oh, but where's all the people that were like ragging on PlayStation for putting the demos behind a subscription service? I think there was a fair point of comparison there. Yeah, I do think it's a bit of one. I'm not one of those people jumping on it, but I do think it is a funny thing. Like, that is funny. People are doing that and all like that. But it is new. It is the distinction with this is that this is more so like the E3 show floor type of demos that they want to bring to the service. So it's cool. To like kind of
extra things I want to tack onto this just really quick. One, this was announced with an interview with Sarah Bond and Matt Booty, and I forget who was moderating the interview, but there was another woman there as well. And they were asking like, oh, well, like what, like obviously to make an additional demo, it's going to take time and development costs and whatever. And Sarah Bond kind of went on to explain that like developers will be compensated for putting a demo out, and they will get help with making the demo to kind of like ease the constraints that might put on smaller studios. There was one other thing I was away to say. Oh, I've also seen a bunch of people saying like, oh, you're just copying PlayStation. They said they're putting demos in PlayStation Plus and now you're doing it too. It's like this will have been in development for months. Like this is not a reactive thing. To like announcing it now might be, but the service as a whole is most likely not a reactive thing to PlayStation saying, oh, we're going to put demos on PS Plus.
No, yeah, it's not. Like you said, these things are planned for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this was in planning for like a year or so.
Yeah, they probably had the idea for a while, and just now getting announced.
Yeah. Last Xbox thing this week, Xbox Design Lab now has new colors to choose from and is available in 11 new countries. Not going to list the new colors because there's a lot of them. If you want to check them out, go either to Xbox Design Lab website or Xbox Wire. They have them on there.
I do want to highlight though that they have a Pride Month one, a Pride Month controller, I believe,
exactly.
and that is either available all year long, or it's just permanently available. One of the two.
Yeah. And I'm fairly certain some proceeds from that controller go to Pride charities. I
cannot confirm or deny, but that'd be very nice.
Yeah, I think so. Don't quote me on it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm confident in that. Nice. Kojima's new game might have been leaked online.
Yep. A leaker online dropped an article about it with the name and everything. And then Kojima's production sent them a request to take the article down, and they said no. So chances are there's a very good chance this game will have been revealed by the time this game comes out. Because when this leak happened, when this episode comes out, because when this leak happened, people in games media online are basically saying, don't break embargoes. That's not cool. Yeah. If there's an embargo around that, I think this game is getting announced sometime very soon.
Potentially the Xbox showcase yesterday.
Very potentially.
According to Fanbyte, Nintendo has an unannounced sequel to 1-2 Switch that's done, but they aren't sure if they want to release it. I would like that. I enjoyed 1-2 Switch.
Read the article. It's very fascinating because apparently this game has got like the people at Nintendo that are working on it, like they are concerned that it will ruin the company's reputation.
Oh.
Yeah, like playtests for the game apparently were not good. But Nintendo is like, they're like, we kind of want to make our money back on it, but like also, do we want to ruin our reputation with this game? Yeah, it's fascinating. Read the article. Fanbyte. It's a Fanbyte article, I believe, by Imran Khan. I think he's the one who wrote it.
Last brief mention: E3 will return in 2023 as an in-person event, which is cool if they can pull it off right.
If they can't, that reminds me. Geoff announced that Summer Games Fest will be in person and digital next year.
Yep.
Which is going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if this is relevant or not, but confirmed that the Game Awards will be in person this year again at the Microsoft Theater in LA.
Didn't expect anything less.
Yeah. That was going to kill it. Do it for our brief mentions.
We killed the news and everything. It's dead and dusted.
Yeah. Pretty much. So we're gonna move on to what we've been playing. Tyler, I'll let you go first because you only have one thing and I have four.
I have one thing because I've only played 7 Remake and I am near the end of the game. I'm on chapter 16. I'll be done with it. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, I will be done with this game before the weekend is over.
Nice.
This is where like the game, these last 3 chapters kind of like, they kind of take their time. I'm not looking forward to chapter 17 specifically because it kind of drags a bit. But I should be done with this game by the end of the weekend. So
nice.
Looking forward to being done with it. And I'm going to do intermission and then I'll be done with 7 Remake again.
Sounds good.
Karen, finish it.
It's on the list. I'm like, I'm getting through the catalog. I'm going through it. Like I finished one game on here.
Here's the thing. It was on the catalog before any of these were.
Fair. So I finished 2 games this week actually. So I'll go through this list. So I finished Crysis 2 Remastered.
Nice.
You know, last week or the week, I can't remember when I talked. I think it was last week. When I was like, yeah, I'm nowhere close to being done this game. I still I'm, you know, like 8 hours in or so, and I'm only on like mission 5 or something. And I thought I said it was going to take a while. I finished it after we stopped recording.
Yeah, it's funny. Is like when you said that in my mind, I was like, you can finish it, dude. I don't think I don't think you have that long to go. But I was like, no, I haven't played a while, so maybe I'm wrong. And then I listened to the episode again this week. I was like, he's definitely overestimating like how long this game is. It's not that long. Probably. He'll be done soon.
Yeah. Finish on Saturday. It was far less buggy than Crysis 1 was.
Nice.
Don't get me wrong, with Crysis 1, I never had any like actual game crashes. But in my total, I think 11 or 12 hour playthrough of Crysis 2 Remastered, I had 2. So and that was really the only issue I had with it. Other than that, it ran so much better than Crysis 1 Remastered.
Nice.
Still a very, very good game. Once I finished Crysis 3 Remastered, which I have been playing, I think I'm going to have to think about which one of them is my favorite again, because I really, really did enjoy Crysis 2.
Okay.
I think I'm around 3/4, if not slightly over 3/4 of the way through Crysis 3 Remastered. This game is much shorter than 2.
Okay. I forgot about the link to that one.
Yeah. I think I've played it for total maybe like 5 or 6 hours, and I think I have like 3 missions left to do. So like
nice.
Really, really not long at all. I don't really have a whole lot to say on this just because I haven't finished it yet, but so far I have had no issues with it whatsoever, like none. So this is definitely the most optimized of the 3. And it's just so cool to be able to shoot people with a bow while still cloaked.
It is one of the best feelings.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best.
I finished Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Nice.
I finished that, if not yesterday, the day before. I can't quite remember. Story was good. Not my favorite telling of a story in like the Borderlands franchise. I guess you can include that in that kind of. So not my favorite. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely thought it was good. If I had, I'm not reviewing the game because I haven't recorded anything for it or written anything for it. If I had to rate the game, I'd probably give it like a 7.5 or an 8. Like, good game. Didn't have any issues with it, like gameplay wise or like problem wise in terms of bugs or anything like that. No, that's a lie. Sorry, that's 100% a lie. I have had to dashboard this game several times because when you like load from one area to another, so like just as an example, now that I've finished the game, I have access to the Chaos Chamber, which is like the end game like wave thing you can do once you finished it. And like loading from one section of the Chaos Chamber to another through like the fast travel, I had to dashboard it because it froze. So like that happened quite a lot during my playthrough.
That is annoying.
It really is, because like it was really annoying as well, because like while I was doing the Chaos Chamber mission of like teaching you how to play the Chaos Chamber, I got like right to the end, and it was the portal that takes you from the end chamber where you collect loot. From the last level to that chamber where you collect loot. It was that portal that made me dashboard it, and when I went back in, I had to replay the entire mission again, which really annoyed me.
That's the blow.
Not that
that's
it was
the blow right there.
Not that it was difficult or anything. It was just tedious. So like there have been a few issues with the game, in terms of like bugs and stuff, which I hope they fix soon. Not that I think I'm going to play a whole lot more of this game, because apparently I had said before that I would have assumed that it had like true Vault Hunter and Ultimate Vault Hunter modes. It doesn't have that. It's just you finish the game and there's no more difficulty option. So
okay.
There's no like real reason for me to play this game again right now, unless I wanted to run through with a different character or like different class, which I don't really think I want to do, at least not right now. Like, I own the game digitally. I can go back to it whenever I want. I'm not going to like trade it in now that I finished it. So I will probably be going back to it at some point, just not anytime soon, because like we talked about, I have a lot of games to buy. So
Yes,
not going back to that right now.
that's the plan.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed the game overall, and I will go back to it at some point. I think if you are a fan of Borderlands, you will most likely be a fan of this game, even though it does play quite differently to a Borderlands game.
Cool.
For the other game I've been playing this week, which is a game I never thought I would play because they had a build mode which I didn't like, and now they have a no build mode. So I've been playing Fortnite.
And how's the no build mode? You enjoying it?
I'm honestly really, really enjoying Fortnite. Like,
nice.
Like, I started playing it on Thursday, either Wednesday or Thursday. Can't quite remember because at this point all my days are meshing together.
Yeah.
But started playing it on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm Battle Pass rank 50.
God damn.
To be fair, I played a few games of Fortnite, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm really enjoying this now. They don't have the no build mode. So I may or may not have subscribed to their like Fortnite crew, which is not the Battle Pass, because the Battle Pass you just pay with V-Bucks. The Fortnite crew is a £10 a month monthly subscription where you get like the Battle Pass, V-Bucks, and something else. I'm not entirely sure how that subscription is going to look, considering I already have the Battle Pass and V-Bucks. So I'm hoping they don't just charge me £10 for 1,000 V-Bucks, because 1,000 V-Bucks is cheaper than that. So we'll see. I've been really enjoying Fortnite.
Wait, aren't 1,000 V-Bucks $10?
It's like $6.99 in the UK, I think. I would have to go and look to remember correctly. But like, the subscription is £10.
I forgot.
£10
I forgot pounds and dollars don't equate.
Yeah. Yeah, really enjoying Fortnite. I think I've like, so I messaged Tyler when I started playing it again, because like I was so excited because the first match I played back since 2019, I got a victory royale. I'm like, oh my god, this isn't like, how did I just win my first game? And then Tyler very bubble bursty pointed out that you have bots for your first so many games back.
I didn't mean to burst the bubble, but I just wanted to be like, I mean, also, I mean, I did the same thing. I won a match. I was like, oh, cool. And then I realized, like, oh, wait. Like, I realized even during that match when I played, I was like, yeah, y'all are too easy. Like, some of you all are not building, and I know you all build in this game. So, like, I was like, yeah, I forgot they got the bots going on. So I was like, you were probably playing against bots. Yep. A lot of bots, just so you're aware. First few matches, you get bots.
Yeah.
After that, then they kind of just make them disappear.
Yeah. Now that I have played, I think like has to be upwards of 70 matches in Fortnite. Like, has to be. I'm fairly certain. Like, I did.
You're not playing against bots anymore.
Yeah, I looked into it a little bit, and like I couldn't find like a concrete number of like how many games you have to play in order to get the bots to go away. Like, I saw somewhere that said 10, saw somewhere that said 20, saw somewhere that said 15, and I'm like, okay, just I don't know. But since I think the bots have gone away, since maybe like 20, 25 games in, I have gotten 6 wins.
Oh, nice. Not bad.
And one of those was like a crowned victory royale, which I think is better than a regular victory royale. I think
that means like you had a win before and then you won again right after. I think maybe because I know like after you win a match, you get a crown, and then that crown, you have that crown in your next match. I know that for a fact. So maybe that's what they mean. Like you had a crown from a previous win, maybe. And then you won another match with that crown as well.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is.
Most likely, yeah. Apparently I'm not terrible at Fortnite, which I didn't expect, because like don't get me wrong, like the other battle royale that I've primarily played is Apex, and Fortnite has definitely not replaced Apex as my favorite. I still really enjoy Apex more than I enjoy Fortnite. I don't have that many wins in Apex, like and any wins that I have been part of a squad. So like I don't think I've ever had a solo win in Apex. So to go from having no solo wins in Apex, which I've played like I've probably got well over 250, 300 hours in that game, to going to Fortnite where I've played like 100 matches and I have, I think, 6 wins, then maybe I'm better at Fortnite than I am Apex.
Perhaps. I mean, they're totally different games, totally different
Yep.
movement systems, totally different play styles are required for them as well. So maybe Fortnite's just a easier one for you.
Yeah.
It could be that too.
Yeah. I'm also putting that down to, I've primarily played Apex on PC, not console, and I'm playing Fortnite.
Oh, so you got all the
Xbox.
PC like tryhards.
I'm also putting it down to, I have an Elite controller, so
that probably helps things too.
Yeah, I've set it up so like the bumpers are for switching weapons. This one is for crouching. This one is for, what I set up for? I think I set this one up to reload. And then like I've gone through and customized my like thumbstick sensitivity, and I've done a bunch of stuff, and I have the hair trigger lock fully down on my shoot button, so I shoot hella quick. So all of those probably play a factor in my 6 wins, but I'm still taking those 6 wins right to the bank. So
of course, no, you gotta win. You gotta win. You're not gonna sit here and dispute the win. You got it.
Exactly. So I'm having a lot of fun with Fortnite. I'm planning on playing Fortnite as soon as we're finished recording. So
nice.
Yeah, very much enjoying it. Very much having a good time. Never thought I would enjoy Fortnite. But here we are.
Here we are.
Also, that jumper I took off earlier.
I saw, yes, it was a Fortnite sweater that you had.
Yeah, so I bought this. It's got, although to be fair,
wait, when did you buy this? Did you have this prior?
Yeah, I bought it like a day before I started playing Fortnite. Just because I really like the design on the front.
Okay,
this cute.
It is a nice design.
Like that's the main reason I bought it. And then I was like, you know what? They have the no build mode now. I've always wanted to play Fortnite. I liked Fortnite before it was cool. Okay. I pre-ordered Fortnite for the Save the World mode, and
God,
I think they're deleted now. But I made 4 YouTube videos back when Fortnite Save the World first released, teaching people how to build. So
you pre-ordered in early access.
Yep. Because Fortnite was always going to be free, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember, but I remember Save the World. You had to pay like $60 for that.
You had to pay $60. I can't remember how much it was,
and it was early access.
Yeah,
and the free to play was just was the battle royale. I don't think it was ever going to be a free to play game. I don't remember.
Yeah. Not only did I pre-order it, I pre-ordered, I think, the second highest tier you could pre-order, because I really like the look of Fortnite.
Keiran, what were you doing?
I like the look of Fortnite. I thought it looked really cool. And then they were like, hey, we're going to abandon this Save the World mode and go and make a battle royale.
Wow. Oh, you pre-ordered the save. Yep. Wow. That is dedication right there to the cause. Dedication.
What can I say? I really like the look of Fortnite when it was first shown.
I mean, it looked cool. Cool, interesting premise. I never would have pre-ordered an early access game like that. No, I never would have.
Just Keiran things.
Just Keiran things. Hashtag.
That I think on that bombshell, we are gonna call it for episode 61 of the Play to Win podcast. Yep. Just as a reminder, you can find our website, playtowingames.wordpress.com, where you will find all of our content. Every single thing we've ever posted is on that website, as well as like review guides and about us and stuff like that. So go and check out.
I think it's always funny when you say you're promoting the site. You're like, yeah, you can check out our like review policy and stuff, and not the actual review.
Yeah, check out the reviews as well. They're on there. The written version.
The written version, yes. It's always where you're like, yeah, if you want to see a review policy, you can check that out. The written reviews. Okay, don't worry about that stuff.
Okay, I usually don't say that because I usually don't read written reviews. Don't get me wrong, I don't use reviews to justify me buying a game or not. I'll buy a game if I like it, regardless of how well it's reviewed. But I always just like to see what games are getting. So I don't read reviews. I just look at the score and then turn it off.
You see, you're missing out on the substance of the review.
Like
The
no,
score,
no, I don't watch the review. I literally skip to the score.
that's what I'm saying. You're missing the substance of the review. If you just look at the score and don't like actually bother looking at the meat and potatoes to justify what the score is, then you're missing the substance.
But
You're having dessert. You're having dessert without any nutrition.
But I don't need the substance because I don't use.
You do need the substance.
No, but no, I don't, because I no, the substance needs to exist. The substance needs to exist for people who actually use reviews to justify their purchase of a game. I don't. Like it doesn't matter to me if a game gets a 1 or a 10. If I want to play the game, I'll buy or I'll play the game and then decide for myself, oh, I like this or I don't. I don't use a review score or a review, like the substance of a review, to justify my purchase of a game.
So what you're saying is, when you look at the review for a game, you kind of already know you're going to get it.
Yeah.
And so you don't necessarily worry about what the review actually says because you know you're already going to get the game.
Yeah, like if I'm interested in it, then I'm going to play it. It doesn't matter to, like I said, it doesn't matter to me if it got a 1 or if it got a 10. Like I will buy it and judge for myself whether, I mean, okay, maybe if it got a 1, I might be like, let's maybe look a little bit more into that. But in general, for the most part, I literally just look at the score because I want to see how that game is being reviewed in a general sense.
Interesting. Okay. And I'm like, there's nothing, I'm not saying that, like, let me see. You could totally read it like just, okay. I know what I want to say. It's just a matter of phrasing it the right way. So you know you're gonna get a game. You're not really worried all that much about anything more than the score, which is totally fine. That's what a lot of people do. What I'm saying is, if you only look at the score, like even if you don't use a review as like using that to guide your purchase, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the score only, you still miss out on, just the things that the person liked and disliked about the game to see how they got to that score, for example. So say, for example, Hollow Knight, Silksong comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that game gets an 8 or a 7. You're going to play it anyway, but you'll see that 8 or a 7 and you'll be like, I was expecting it to be this or that. Let me see what, you're still going to play it anyway. But without reading why it got a 7 or 8, you're not going to know. Reading the review will give you the understanding of, I was going to play this game anyway, but I wonder why they arrived. I wonder how they arrived at this score. Or even if it did get a 10, right? Even if it did get a 10 and you were thinking it was going to get a 10, you're like, yeah, it's a 10. I'm going to play it anyway. It's still nice to know how the person arrived at the score of a 10. Like what allowed it, what made it a 10 for this person. Even if you're still going to make your own judgment for yourself, having the understanding and the reasoning behind why someone gave it a 10 matters so much more. I think, just as a principle, I think that matters so much more than just looking at the score and being like, cool, just having the score to go off of.
No, and like it's really weird because I agree with you. It is important and it is needed to, like, for that person to show like this is why this game is an insert number here for me, right? Like I'm not saying that I don't care about it or that I don't think it's worth it, but and I also somewhat disagree with your Hollow Knight example because that is a game that, like, it's a sequel to my favorite game of all time. Of course, I'm going to watch the entire thing because I want to see what the person thought of it.
Yeah, I mean, I just pulled a game out of thin air.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
but
all.
For 9 games out of 10, like, and don't get me wrong, there are times where I will just watch a whole review because I want to see what the person thought of the overall game. But by and large, I don't really care. I just want to see, in a general sense, how is this game being received.
Interesting. Funny how that discussion came up out of that one thing.
Yeah, I was going to say this got way off topic, but we'll get back to the promotion of the Play to Win Twitter and Instagram at Play to Win Game, where you will get updates on the show, anything random we post over our social platforms, and just keep up to date with us. You can DM us over there, you can chat with us over there. Fun times. subscribe on YouTube and podcast services. It's a good show. It helps us out with the algorithm, especially if you like and comment and share and review and all that kind of stuff. It helps us out a lot. We really much appreciate it. We really appreciate it very much.
Yes, we do.
Tyler, where can people find you?
Can find me over on Twitter at Tyler Miller 2496. You all know I tweet about games, movies, and anime that I'm watching or playing, or other things that might, pique my interest. So give me a follow and chat with me over there. Be more than happy to talk with you all about games and all types of things, especially with summer showcase season in full swing. I'd be more than happy to talk about these things with you all. And also talk with you all about your opinions on reviews. Let's have discussions about that stuff.
That'd be interesting. You can find me on Twitter at badlynet, BADLYNET, all one word, where I will post whatever the hell I feel like in the moment, because my Twitter has no continuity or context in the slightest.
Yes.
Sure. Thanks for watching episode 61 of the Play to Win podcast. We'll see you all
right after this one.
Yeah, I was going to say right now for the Xbox Showcase recap.
Yep, episode 62. So go ahead, check that one out as well.
Yeah. Bye.
See you all later.